Can you hear me, Jagan? Okay, it looks like we are live. Alrighty then. Alright, so we are live. So let us go check something out. There is much to discuss.
Alright,
Interesting.
I'm gonna go live on my end. I'm about to start streaming.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, I am.
You're streaming the Invisible War?
I'm gonna be playing Fate Grand Order, and I'm gonna pop in once everything starts going off.
What time is this supposed to start? I'm at work, so I need
It's
to...
already started now. There it is, 1 minute ago. Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Hold on, let me mute myself.
I'm sharing it on my wall. I can always edit that later. I'm gonna play this directly on the stream, but I have to put this back on. All right, the speaker, there we go. And of course, this would act like this. Alrighty then, so let me see something. Will it be from the official? We gotta wait for the official website to load now. Alrighty then.
Beethoven was African, and people tried to cover it up, of course.
Oh, a lot of characters. A lot of people try to cover a lot of stuff up. Much like what's going on today. So, welcome everyone. Actually, Jake, can say something?
Testing 1, 2, 3. The party is here.
Yeah, you're here. You're here. You're good. You're good. Let me see something here. All right. For everybody to come in, we're gonna be on here for a while. In the meantime, let me run something real quick on the stream. We're gonna run something real quick on the stream. So take a look at.
Let me run something real.
Who's that? All right.
Oh, my bad. That was like.
So here is Craig Glende from Guinness. I'm gonna mute me. He's gonna make his announcement here. Let's run this.
Billy Mitchell has made various appearances in the Guinness World Records books since the 1980s, but in 2018 some questions were raised about the technical aspects of his gameplay, and we therefore took the decision to disqualify his records. Mitchell then appealed that decision, and we subsequently reopened his case and re-examined the evidence. This involved reviewing both the existing evidence and newly sourced eyewitness testimony, plus some new expert gameplay analyses and hardware verification. In the end, we found that there just wasn't sufficient evidence to support the disqualification across the board. In cases such as this, where there is debate, we would typically defer to the original contemporaneous adjudication, and this is the case here. So the result is that the records management team has decided to reverse the decisions made and reinstate all of Mr. Mitchell's records for Pac-Man and Donkey Kong.
Billy Mitchell, Video Game Player of the Century. I'm here today to celebrate Guinness World Records' unanimous decision to reinstate all of my world records from 1982 to present day. To put it into historical perspective, esports began in 1982, history's first gathering of competitive game players. I was there. My career began. At that event, I had the good fortune of setting a world record on Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong's first kill screen in history. It was an awesome time and a passion that ignited a spirit within me that would forever put me on a journey to be the best. It brought me to Guinness World Records. At Guinness World Records, that spirit, that passion to want to be the best, took me throughout North America, took me to Europe, took me to Asia, where in 1999, after having performed history's first perfect Pac-Man, on stage at the Tokyo Game Show in front of 70,000 people, Masaya Nakamura presented me the Video Game Player of the Century Award. That has to be the climactic point in my illustrious gaming career. He predicted at that event that this would ignite a reinterest in classic gaming. And my thought was, with that being the truth, I would now take a new position. If I have achieved all that I could in the gaming world, I need to now push and advocate for competitive gaming, the players, the notoriety, the recognition, and all that they deserve. And that was my passion. Occasionally, I get pulled back into the competition, whether it was Pac-Man or Donkey Kong, history's first 1 million point score, but I would quickly get back to what it was I truly enjoyed, that ambassadorship, advocating. The media, the movies, the International Video Game Hall of Fame, there was my passion. Unfortunately, in 2018, I became the subject of false allegations. And I just shook my head as to how this would happen. And I didn't shake my head long. My support system simply wouldn't let me.
Hi, my name is Walter Day. I'm the founder of Twin Galaxies. I founded it almost 40 years ago. And as many of you know, I've almost worked with Guinness World Records almost 40 years too. Starting back in 1983, I started verifying and confirming world record scores for them. Well, over the years, a lot of things that got submitted to them that I'm absolutely certain were real true scores recently had been in doubt. Guinness World Records did their own new research to try and confirm whether or not these old scores were indeed worthy of being reinstated into their database, and they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell, based on the evidence and based on my testimony, they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell's world records that were removed from their database have now been reinstated. So I'm very pleased to see this happen. And I had faith that it would come out this way because all of those people who were part of the old days, who played the old games and saw Billy Mitchell play, they knew that he was completely capable of getting these records. And they also knew that there was no MAME being available to be played on back in the old golden age. I'm honored to be a part of this process and also be amazed at how wonderful the classic gaming world has become. And I know how everybody's going to really embrace this situation because they know that Billy Mitchell is a tremendous player and that his scores were genuine.
They said never surrender. We began historically putting together everything that was history. We gathered it all up. And while we were doing that, I began playing, wondering, am I that good? Could I recreate that same skill level that I had for so many years? And that came to its highest point last year on the 20th anniversary of the Perfect Pac-Man, when I went back to Fun Spot on the 4th of July weekend, and in celebration, I recreated the Perfect Pac-Man again. It was an awesome time. All of this was brought together All of this was presented to Guinness World Records. Now, with history solidified, what am I going to do from here? Do I want future world records? I guess it's too difficult to say no to that, so I guess maybe I do. But more than anything, I want to get back to work. The ambassadorship, competitive gaming, the legacy that's going to leave behind long after we're gone. That's my true passion, and that's what I'll be doing.
So as you can see, the return of the King of Kong is here. Now you may be wondering, well, you know, what is Triforce doing? Why is he streaming when we have a lot to talk about and a lot to go over? Believe it or not, I'm up from this morning. Well, I'm on 2 hours of sleep. A lot had to be done last night to prepare for this announcement today. You guys can find this official announcement on all of the I think, let me go to Guinness's YouTube page and check it. I know that was on the Facebook page, and it took 2 years. Yes, there it is. 2 years. Statement from Billy Mitchell. Running it back for those who are joining us. Yes, you guys can see this.
Books since the 1980s, but in 28.
We'll pause this right here. Let me grab this right now. I'm already subscribed to Guinness, so wow, 1,568 likes, and it just dropped. Let me see something here. I got, let me grab the share here. I'm going to tweet this out. Well, actually, first, let me put this in the room for everybody. Actually, I think Billy may have tweeted it.
He did. I'm on his Twitter right now.
Okay. Yeah, 10 minutes ago too at that. One second. I want to grab something real quick. Let me see something. Please don't tell me they encrypted it. Excellent, they didn't. I'm gonna put out it after. You guys, oh, that's right. You guys can't see what I'm typing. I'm typing out. I'm retweeting Billy Mitchell's stuff right now. We're gonna get into a conversation and go into some details about this. By reinstating all of his scores from 1982 to 2010. Wait, what? You know, I think something's broken on my side. I don't know what just happened, but the tweet that I just made is gone. Okay, let me see something. Retweet, right? Okay, that's where we were at. And retweeted with a quote. There it is. Okay, so then what happened? How did that just disappear? All right, whatever. So now the real war begins. I'm over here. I'm reading some of these comments. I dropped a comment for him on Facebook. Let me see something here. Oh, comments are turned off. Ah, you're smart, Guinness. They turned off the comments. It's like, nah, we're not gonna have any of this foolishness. None of this buffoonery.
Billy Mitchell has made various appearances in the...
One second, I'm going over here. It's like Steve Burkett says, maybe people would like me if I lost. I should try losing sometimes. I don't know if you guys know. Let me give you guys the actual Facebook for the comments. That's where they actually have the actual post itself. Gotta go share this now. Actually, I'll do that a little bit later when we have some conversations going on. I'm doing that in the background. This message is held for review. What? This is Chris laughing. Why was that held for review? Thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, well, this is for everybody new because it's only 19 minutes into the stream. So everybody new who's just joining us, you guys can listen to this in the background while we out here preparing for the end game.
Mitchell has made various appearances in the Guinness World Records books since the 1980s, but in 2018 some questions were raised about the technical aspects of his gameplay, and we therefore took the decision to disqualify his records. Mitchell then appealed that decision, and we subsequently reopened his case and re-examined the evidence. This involved reviewing both the existing evidence and newly sourced eyewitness testimony, plus some new expert gameplay analyses and hardware verification. In the end, we found that there just wasn't sufficient evidence to support the disqualification across the board. In cases such as this, where there is debate, we would typically defer to the original contemporaneous adjudication, and this is the case here. So the result is that the records management team has decided to reverse the decisions made and reinstate all of Mr. Mitchell's records for Pac-Man and Donkey Kong.
Billy Mitchell, Video Game Player of the Century. I'm here today to celebrate Guinness World Records' unanimous decision to reinstate all of my world records from 1982 to present day. To put it into historical perspective,
All right, so what's poppin'?
history's
What's
first
poppin'
gathering
now is
of competitive game players. I was there. My career began. At that event, I had the good fortune of setting a world record on Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong's first kill screen in history.
1 second.
It was an awesome
Yeah,
time,
I'm really loud on the
passion
stream.
that ignited
Turn you down though.
a spirit within me that would forever put me on a journey to be the best. It brought me to Guinness World Records. At Guinness World Records, that spirit, that passion to want to be the best, took me throughout North America, took me to Europe, took me to Asia, where in 1999, after having performed history's first perfect Pac-Man, on stage at the Tokyo Game Show,
I'm reading
in
the
front of
comments
70,000
on the
people,
stream.
Masaya
Hold
Nakamoto
on. These
presented me
comments is crazy.
the Video Game Player of the Century Award. That has to be the climactic point in my illustrious gaming career. He predicted at that event that this would ignite a reinterest in classic gaming. And my thought was, with that being the truth, I would now take a new position. If I have achieved all that I could in the gaming world, I need to now push and advocate for competitive gaming, the players, the notoriety, the recognition, and all that they deserve. And that was my passion. Occasionally, I get pulled back into the competition, whether it was Pac-Man or Donkey Kong, history's first 1 million point score, but I would quickly get back to what it was I truly enjoyed, that ambassadorship, advocating. The media, the movies, the International Video Game Hall of Fame, there was my passion. Unfortunately, in 2018, I became the subject of false allegations. And I just shook my head as to how this would happen. And I didn't shake my head long. My support system simply wouldn't let me.
All right. My name is Walter Day. I'm the founder of Twin Galaxies. I founded it almost 40 years ago. And as many of you know, I've almost worked with Guinness World Records almost 40 years too. Starting back in 1983, I started verifying and confirming world record scores for them. Well, over the years, a lot of things that got submitted to them that I'm absolutely certain were real true scores recently had been in doubt. Guinness World Records did their own new research to try and confirm whether or not these old scores were indeed worthy of being reinstated into their database, and they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell, based on the evidence and based on my testimony, they came to the conclusion that Billy Mitchell's world records that were removed from their database have now been reinstated. So I'm very pleased to see this happen. And I had faith that it would come out this way because all of those people who were part of the old days, who played the old games and saw Billy Mitchell play, they knew that he was completely capable of getting these records. And they also knew that there was no MAME being available to be played on back in the old golden age. I'm honored to be a part of this process and also be amazed at how wonderful the classic gaming world has become. And I know how everybody's going to really embrace this situation because they know that Billy Mitchell is a tremendous player and that his scores were genuine.
They said never surrender. We began historically putting together everything that was history. We gathered it all up. And while we were doing that, I began playing, wondering, am I that good? Could I recreate that same skill level that I had for so many years? And that came to its highest point last year on the 20th anniversary of the Perfect Pac-Man, when I went back to Fun Spot on the 4th of July weekend And in celebration, I recreated the perfect Pac-Man again. It was an awesome time. All of this was brought together. All of this was presented to Guinness World Records. Now, with history solidified, what am I going to do from here? Do I want future world records? I guess it's too difficult to say no to that, so I guess maybe I do. But more than anything, I want to get back to work. The ambassadorship, competitive gaming, the legacy that's going to leave behind long after we're gone. That's my true passion, and that's what I'll be doing.
First game to reach a kill screen. Yield the highest score on Donkey Kong on 4 occasions. This record is now held to Robbie Lakeman, who achieved it. Okay, so let's go over here to Twitter. In about 4 minutes, in about 4 minutes, I did an interview with Billy prior to this, which it's an official interview for the reinstatement of his records. Oh, I went to the wrong page. I'm supposed to go to here. And we'll read some of these comments for a couple of minutes before we go there. Oh, wow, 60 comments. Let's read this. Let's read all of these. All right, so Billy makes his comment here, there. Oh, big shout outs to Jarion. He got the Spartan shield up. You know, we got to get ready for war. Justice knew this would happen. Congratulations, Billy. Pog. What does Pog mean? King of Kong. GG's. Nice. Grats. Vindication at last. You deserve it. Flex on him, King. Billy Mitchell is a winner and Macho Man. You may not like it, but you gotta accept it. Ooh, yeah. You gotta hit him with the Macho Man. We back, baby. Congratulations, saw that. Congratulations. Carlos Daves has to say, damn, that sucks. The one guy. Billy always has a plan. We'll never back down. USA, congrats. Still waiting on South Florida strapped with a visit to Billy's place. Hell yeah. He says, well done. Let's go. GG's. What's this? Dave. Billy Mitchell always has a plan. Pac-Man and Mario wish they could be Billy Mitchell. Didn't he use an emulator for Donkey Kong? No, he did not. Hell yeah, if you're right, fight the fight. Here comes the guys. Now, this is the funny part, right? I'm going to show you the hypocrisy of people. When Guinness removed his scores, everyone was like, yay, Guinness, yes, he's a cheater. Now Guinness goes after the investigation and the new evidence and everything that they've checked out from the verification with the board, from Nintendo, and all of these expert testimonies, witnesses, and evidence. Now they still call him a cheater. Two-Face. Like, it's just crazy how people just cannot accept. They cannot accept something. Something happens when it's bad. This stupid cancel culture era that we're in. No one can just admit when they're wrong. Like, it's okay. It's all right, man. Kneel before your king. Way to go, Billy. The greatest gamer of all time, and bat is back. All right. There's a potential Donkey Kong kill screen coming up. Funny you mentioned that. In 1 minute, we're going to go to the interview. We're going to go to the interview in a moment from now. I just want to know how this video is going to go.
Billy Mitchell has made various appearances in the Guinness World.
Gotta pause that for a second. It takes a while to up to $3,000. I just want to know how long it's going to take, or I'll get back to you later. All right, so guys, we're gonna go. You know something? I have a video that's literally launched right now. It should have just launched right now. I'll check out Dragon Ball later. And I read the Dragon Ball chapter. I'm just whatever, man. I'm so sick and tired of this nonsense. Here we go. 90 minutes in. Oh wow. Oh, it must be premiering right now. Okay. So I'm gonna meet you this door, guys. I'm gonna go into the interview I did with Billy.
Good day, everybody. Billy Mitchell here. I hope everyone's having as good a day as I am. I waited a long time for this announcement. Today, June 18th, 2020, Guinness World Record has announced the unanimous decision to reinstate all of my world record scores from 1982 to present day.
Hey, what's going on, Billy? I wanted to personally congratulate you on your legacy in gaming being restored by Guinness. You know, right now a lot of people may be confused as to what's going on with your recent announcement on the restoration of your gaming legacy. So I just wanted to get some behind. Just so you guys know, right? This interview I did with Billy, it's actually live on the Empire Arcadia YouTube channel. It just uploaded now. It's gonna buffer a little bit because it's actually premiering while we're watching it. But I'm gonna get the link, and I'm gonna put the link inside the YouTube chat so that you guys can actually go click the link and watch it on your own as well. I'm just premiering it right now while we do some other stuff. Behind the scene thoughts from you, regarding this entire ordeal. So I have a few questions I want to ask you, and we can get more insight on what's going on today. So my first question.
Well, I didn't think I announced anything. I thought Guinness did.
No, Guinness did. Guinness did announce it.
Good point.
But I do want to get some insight from you based on the announcement that Guinness made. So. Let's get to the first question here. So, when Twin Galaxies decided to remove your record and requested Guinness World Records to follow suit, did you feel like you were being treated fairly in the whole judgment that was rendered against you by Jace Hall's Twin Galaxy? And if so, why?
Well, I realized in the midst of what was transpiring over those few weeks, I realized at some point in there, there was an agenda. And it was very confusing as to why there would be an agenda. And of course, that became more apparent as the months rolled onward and we began to discover things. But, the idea that somebody thinks that they're that important or have that much influence it's entertaining, to say the least. I continually discussed frustration because it didn't matter what information I gave. It would appear that there was an agenda and the situation was headed in that direction, and nobody else had an opinion or a position that would change that. So that became apparent partway through the so-called investigation.
Okay, fair enough. All right. So I've seen my fair share of harassment. That you've got after Jace's announcement from Twin Galaxies about the wiping out of your legacy, so to speak. But I'm not you, and I don't know the true depths of what you went through. And I've been trolled out about a lot of things on the internet. But when this announcement was made against you, the level of hate and the trolling that I saw you get, I wanted to know, what did you actually go through in dealing with it?
Well, it's a tricky question because, as you may know, I don't engage things online. Much of what's online I actually don't see. Although, again, some of it's inescapable, so I did see it. I just surely didn't see it to the level you did. And the fact of the matter is it's not anything that I don't expect, but I actually have, boy, is sympathy the right word, or compassion for somebody who would simply read something, simply hear something, and attach their emotions and even their own character to those words. And they don't know if those words have any credibility whatsoever. I recall engaging with a few people, and I said, you know, I can't really be upset at you. I can't really argue with you when you don't know all the facts. And if you don't know all the facts, you can't really, you know, judge a situation intelligently. So I used to tell them that I can't really be upset with you. It's almost like it's not their fault. I actually made headway with a lot of people with a level of honesty like that. I don't think I ever made headway with anybody through anger, so I never tried. Sometimes I made headway logically and just with honesty.
That's the best way to make headway. And the fact that you were so understanding to the ignorance of so many other people based on, you know, their assessment of you with, you know, limited information. You're right, and you can't blame them. They only know what they know.
When the source of where this began only gives them the information they want them to have, again, they create, you know, the level of, or the lack of knowledge that they're looking for. Because if somebody has too much knowledge, or they have the facts, then that's going to work against the original source that it came from. And that's absolutely true. I had people who, at different points in time, sent me apologies, even apology videos. They even posted videos basically saying that they learned otherwise, and they apologized for their original reaction. But I mean, I'm not that sensitive. I don't get upset at people, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I always forgive people. That's just my nature, because I guess I hope that would be the case with me. But I would get annoyed mostly at people who were so-called in the media. I'd hate to say people are journalists, but I remember one in particular where the guy says to me, he goes, "I don't understand, Billy. Why don't you just play in public and prove you can do it? And that would shut everybody up."
Oh, man.
And I says, you got to be kidding me. He goes, "No, it'll work." And I says, "No, you got to be kidding me. First of all, it ain't going to shut them up." And I go, "I've already done that. I did this. I rattled off the scores that I did, and when I did them, and where I did them, and I covered every single one. And you're sitting here asking me this question, and you're not even aware of this." And I just get a blank look. So, and these again are so-called media people or journalists.
All right. Let's go to number 3, right? When you requested Guinness World Records to do their own independent investigation on your records, how confident were you that they would at least take you up on that, you know, request and give you a fair, non-biased, independent investigation?
Well, having had a more than 35-year history with Guinness, I knew something was wrong. I was 100% confident, and I felt 100% confident that Guinness, with a impeccable reputation, who only celebrates human achievement, I knew that things would go very well, and they did. And I also knew that there was more to the story, that there was some secrets as to what really happened. And of course, I am correct. And there'll be more will come out about that at another time. But as far as the contact of Guinness and the request for them to get back to us in a timely manner, they did. The idea of them embracing all that was given to them and examine it and do their due diligence, they did. The fact that that due diligence would bring them to a factual conclusion, they did. They did, they did, they did. The most frustrating thing is you're used to watching the movies and what you see on TV and what you see in a courtroom, and the resolution you see always takes an hour on TV. And man, oh man, do the wheels of justice, the wheels of investigation, the wheels of due diligence, damn, do they turn slow. Was really frustrating, but it's just a lesson to be learned, and you just have to go with it, because while that's going on, you're being professional, you're being courteous, you're keeping your mouth shut, and you're letting due diligence do its course. That's not always easy.
No, it's not. And sometimes it's best to just let things take its course, regardless of the speed. And, definitely because you did that, you've come a long way, and here you are. I only have like 2 or 3 more questions to ask you. My next one this is about the entire ordeal, which I'm glad you brought up, the fact that it took so long to get to where it is. But regarding the, since the announcement of removing of your record to the reinstatement of your records, do you believe this entire ordeal could have been handled better?
Well, if you were dealing with people of integrity all the way through, not only would it have been handled better, but it would have never went the direction that it did. And that started right at the beginning. So once we were dealing, and the only people we were dealing with were people of integrity, well, then it went the proper direction.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so here's number 5 for you, right? All right. This is a big question. In the past, you had a few Billy haters, and because of the King of Kong movie, obviously, right? I call it a movie because it's not a documentary.
Yeah, well, the movie.
We both agree
the movie,
with that.
like every movie, the movie, like every movie, has a director,
yes,
a producer. It has a narrative, a plot. It has creative editing, and it's out to use drama and evoke emotion into the audience. It did all that. It did it very well. And I mean, I did my part very well, I might add. And 99% of the people see the movie and they either like it or they don't, or they find it interesting or boring. They find it funny or stupid, or interesting. That's 99% of the people have those normal emotions. But the rare fringe on each side choose an emotional position that's like not stable. It's not reality. There's nothing I can do about that. They had issues long before they saw the movie. They probably had it with other movies. So I mean, I've met a lot of people. I've met a lot of actors. I mean, I had one actor tell me that he was at a movie showing, and there was some guy that threw blood on him. Another guy spit on him. Okay, the guy was in a movie to entertain him. There's just nothing to be done about that. Again, almost everybody has fun with it, from whatever position you are, and that's the idea. I can't really speak for people that become unbalanced on it.
Yeah, but and it's sad because like when you just mentioned that whole thing about like this is a movie, and well, not this particular movie, but you're using that example that it's a movie, and the guy did what he did to entertain people, and then the guy would actually go and spit on him. There's a show called Game of Thrones. Everyone hate Joffrey or Jeffrey, whatever that king's name is. Even I hate that guy, but I hate the character he portrayed. not who he
Right.
is, because you don't know who he is in real life. But
No, I know. I know people who feel the way you do,
Mhm.
and I know people that hate the character, but they don't hate the character, they hate the guy, and they'd actually like to hurt or run the guy over in a car.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
mean, I says, what are you, crazy? I says to him, I say, did you see Terminator? Yeah. Do you think Arnold Schwarzenegger goes out in the street and starts shooting people? Do you really think that? I mean, I don't know what, the guy that I'm thinking of that has this issue, I says to him, I go, you know, like what is wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
I mean, you're right.
That is a problem, and see, this is why this question is important, because of this, because this has put you in that light with people who have seen you, and they believe you are the character portrayed in the film. However, despite that, you still have a strong following of people like that that sees you differently. That no, I won't. Let me not say see, because that's their opinion, but they know you're different from the character played in the film, and these guys have
Well,
stuck it.
I think that's the right description. What you're saying, I don't think there's anybody who knows me or ever even met me that carries that negative energy.
Exactly.
Because when I meet people and I interact with them, I mean, I am arguably the most positive person you ever met, and
like that lady.
And if I'm not the most positive, if I'm not the most positive person you ever met, I'm probably not working hard enough at it.
It's like that. This was Free Play Florida last year, and the lady, she was like, "Oh, that's that guy, that Billy Mitchell guy, and whatever." And they came off negative at you at first, and when you engaged with them, at the end, she ended up asking her husband to take a picture with you and end up liking you. But like her initial outlook about you was so bad, and it's like, when she engaged with you, it was like, no, that's a character persona in a film. But my question for you in regard to this is, there are those who have never wavered, that knew who you were, and they've stuck it out. They didn't know all the details about the case and whatnot, and when they rendered judgment against your record, they stood steadfast, and they're like, no, something's wrong here, like your line, never surrender, and they decided to ride with you till the end, and the end here is now, and your scores have been returned to you. What do you have to tell those people who believed in you and didn't waver?
Well, I think at the end of the video, I said, those of you who made it to the end of the video, thank you. And I gave them a thumbs up. You might think that I was saying, those of you who, stayed here for the 3 minutes or 4 minutes to watch the video, thank you. And I suppose that's true. But there was a bigger message there. Those who were supportive and patient and waited, 2 years and the end of this video. That's who I'm really saying thank you to. One thing that I know and one thing that I learned is when you're at a point in your life of challenge, if it's an economic challenge, if it's a social challenge, if it's a health challenge, if it's a legal challenge, an ethical challenge, it doesn't matter what the challenge is. If it's anything less than the usual happiness, if it's something that affects you or eats at you, people always look, and they look at their so-called detractors, people who would wish ill will upon you, and people speak of those people. They get mad at those people. They comment at the reaction of those people. But let me ask you, that's who they were before this. What the hell kind of reaction are you expecting from them? The reaction is nothing good. It's not supposed to be good. It won't be good. Those are not good people. And you'll spend so much time focusing on the reaction of those people who are not good, and you learn nothing from that. If you truly want to learn something, you watch the reaction from people who say they're your friends, and in a time of crisis, you watch the reaction of those people who are said to be friends, and you get a true understanding of who truly is your friend. The people who stand by you, the people who support you, the people who reach out or help or assist or show compassion to you. Okay, those are truly the friends. But you'll have a large group in there of people that are said to be friends, but they're truly not. Because when you're in a time of your crisis, okay, their personality and their character shows in a different manner. And what you learn is they never were your friend. And of course, I had those people as well. But it's very easy to separate the people who in the end you realize truly were your friend. I've had a lot of people that I've called in the last 24 hours, and I didn't tell them what was coming because I swore to be confidential. I just said, you know, this has been a difficult time, da-da-da-da, and I gave them all the compliments just like I gave you. I said, I just want you to remember that I told you this. And they said, of course, what'd you expect? And I go, I didn't know what to expect, so I'm very happy with what I got from you. I said, I just want you to remember this. Remember we talked about this, and we'll talk again in a couple days. They're totally confused as to what's going on. And now they see the news, and of course they're not confused. They understand it 100%. But in times like this, you learn who your friends are. You always knew who wasn't your friend anyway. It's just you learn there's more people who actually aren't your friend.
True indeed, true indeed. Okay, well then here's my final question to you, Billy. This invisible war has come a long way and has been going on since the King of Kong. You know, having your legacy fully restored by the Guinness World Record, the return of the king, is keeping it, that line is so good, right? You're now set for the final battle, the end game. You know what that means. Do you have any final words on what's coming up?
Well, a week ago, I did another perfect score. Since then, I've done million-point Donkey Kong scores. All right here in the final hour in preparation for what I knew was coming. So let's just say there's a kill screen coming up. And I'll leave it at that.
Okay, and we will end it on that then. All right, thank you, Billy, for this brief interview. We're going to be continuing to celebrate the reinstatement of your gaming legacy. I got a lot of other people I got to talk to. It's going to be one, big fight. The war's not over, man. We're in the end game now. There's a whole lot more to do, so we'll definitely talk some more. I look forward to seeing you streaming later on today and throughout the weekend. All right, you take care.
You bet. Thanks. We'll talk again.
I talk to you later. Whoa. I could have swore I put that on mute, or whatever. I could have swore I put that on mute. He says Billy sound mad sinister there at the end. Yeah. Tipster, big news today, ain't guys? Yes, Tipster. Oh, you dropped the new video. Let's head over to Tipster right now. We in there. Time out. Hold up. You not gonna do me like that, Tipster. Time out. Tipster dropped that new video. Let's go check it out, boys.
Yeah, I have to say two things. First, let's go, Billy. Second, justice has been served.
Yes, sir. The return of the king. Oh, let's go.
What is
Tipster's
up, guys?
Tipster
Tipster
is
here,
up.
and today I have a new video for you guys.
Time out. We got to pause this for a second. Anybody interested in watching Tipster's video directly? Because we're just gonna go over this real quick on it. I'm putting it in the Discord, and then I'm also gonna put it inside the room over here. You guys can go there directly and watch it, because I got a lot of noise running in the background. So let's go. Let's see Tipster's point of view on this is. Now, some of you guys may be thinking Tipster is a Billy fan, and it's sad. Like, the man can't be neutral. You guys are so terrible. Like, he can't be neutral. Tipster's job is to report on the news. So if you guys have any issues with the reinstatement of Guinness or any news that Tipster posts, you take it up with him, right? No, Tipster and I are not collaborating on anything. It's just that Tipster gets the news out there, hence the name Tipster. Like, that kind of, like, yeah, that pretty much explains it. But anyway, we're about to watch this video, so I want to see what's Tipster's point of view on this whole thing is. Well, let's go. And in fact, Tipster, after we watch your video, if you're still here and you have any questions, let me know, and we could go over some stuff. One thing I like about you, you are raw, you're tough, and you're rough with your questions. You're not the type of person who's going to pull punches. So if you have any questions as to what's happened, because, this is all pretty much still new to everybody, and you have any questions that you want to ask, just let me know. And just come. Actually, you already have access to our Discord. You could just come into the Discord. But let's take a look at the video. Damn, it should already got 367 views. Wait,
Today,
let me
have some
refresh, because it's at 367. I want to see how many views this shit is at. Wow, okay, so this video is climbing real quick. All right.
Today I have a new video for you guys, and today we have some interesting news to share with you guys. This is something that I actually got a phone call for yesterday, basically confirming that this announcement was going to take place today, and it's regarding a story that I've been covering for quite some time. There haven't been a ton of updates in recent months or anything like that, but I have been covering this story pretty frequently, and seeing this update is pretty interesting. But like I said, I got a phone call yesterday basically confirming that this was going to happen from an anonymous source, and I basically tweeted a teaser out yesterday letting you guys know that hey, some big news is coming tomorrow, today now. Just got word that big news is coming tomorrow. Can't give specifics, but make sure you tune into my channel tomorrow for the deets. And a lot of people had some interesting theories about what I was going to be announcing. Is Susie Lou finally getting sued? Sorry, no, that news isn't coming today. And then also someone was speculating that I was going to do an OnlyFans. Lots of interesting speculations here, but unfortunately nobody actually guessed what it was. The update that I'm going to be discussing today involves Billy Mitchell, the video game player of the century, the well-known, famed King of Kong, and various other titles you can give him. He's just a really well-known classic arcade gaming legend, right? And you guys may know, back in the day when this whole thing kind of started, I covered the whole situation where he was being investigated as to whether or not he played his Donkey Kong scores on MAME and stuff like that, and eventually Twin Galaxies and Guinness, and the Donkey Kong forums, they all came to this conclusion that, yeah, he did, potentially play on non-official hardware. A lot of people are confused about that. They continue to state that, it was, determined that he played on MAME, and while that wasn't officially determined, a lot of the investigation allowed them to come to the conclusion that he probably played on non-official hardware. At least that's what the ruling was at the time, right? Now, the interesting thing about that is last year, Billy Mitchell came forward and said that he wanted to go ahead and sue Twin Galaxies and the Guinness Book of Records. And that was a really interesting ordeal. I remember looking over the evidence package, and it was kind of a funny thing or whatever. But in any case, like I said, he said in this, retraction letter, basically stating that he wanted, Twin Galaxies as well as Guinness to retract their statements about, Billy Mitchell being accused of playing on non-official hardware and stuff like that. They wanted the scores reinstated. So these were the original documents here where Billy was basically saying, hey, you guys can retract your statements about me or I'm going to sue. And like I said, the original parties that he was basically saying that he wanted to sue were Twin Galaxies and the Guinness Book of World Records. Now, if you guys know, earlier this year, I actually reported on the fact that Billy Mitchell did indeed file some lawsuit paperwork. But what's interesting is who was being sued and who wasn't being sued in this whole ordeal. Just to go over it again really quickly, we have this suit here against, obviously, Twin Galaxies, one of the main adjudicating boards at the time that had made the decision to remove all of Billy's scores and ban him from submitting additional scores. So no surprise there that he was suing them. One thing we didn't really hear much about during the initial, basically retraction letters and stuff like that, the initial documentation, is that he was going to sue the Donkey Kong forums and those who represent the Donkey Kong forums. And we can see that he did indeed file a suit against them. And one thing that kind of came a little bit out of left field, we had heard rumors in the past that, Billy Mitchell was going to sue the YouTuber Apollo Legend for the documentary style videos that he did on him. And while it later came out that, oh no, that was just a rumor, he did eventually file a lawsuit against him. I redacted his name here to protect his privacy. But Apollo Legend was sued. But what's interesting is who wasn't sued in this situation. And what I'm referring to is Guinness. And initially, I didn't really comment on this, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, it's really weird that Guinness didn't get sued in this situation. So what exactly is going on here? Why are they not suing Guinness? I thought for sure Guinness would be sued. And if you guys remember when I went over Billy Mitchell's evidence package, I actually stated that Billy might actually have a case against Guinness. And here's why. This is the original evidence package. And if you scroll all the way down, I actually made a note here somewhere. Oh, I think I just passed it up. There we go. You'll notice that I called it Guinness Oopsie. Because they did make an oopsie, and I was like, holy crap, because of this, Billy might actually have a case against them. Let me zoom in a little bit, see if I can get this a little bit bigger so I can read it better for you guys. Here we go. So, I'm actually going to take the sunglasses off for this one because the text is kind of dark against a dark background, so I want to be able to read this properly for you guys. But this was something that was published in the 2019 Gamers Edition of the Guinness Book of Records. In fact, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so I can see it a little bit better. Here we go. And this is what they state about Billy Mitchell. It says, on April 12, 2018, TG repeated the act by stripping Billy Mitchell of all his records. These include 2 active Guinness World Records, the highest score on Pac-Man, and the first perfect Pac-Man score. TG member Jeremy Young was able to prove that Mitchell's submitted scores were obtained while using MAME, arcade emulation software, something that's forbidden according to TG's rules. Now, what is wrong with that? You may remember that the investigation was not for Pac-Man. The investigation was for Donkey Kong, right? And it was determined through that investigation that Billy may have potentially played on non-official hardware. That's what the conclusion came to during the investigation. At no point in time during that investigation was Pac-Man coming into question. So, Guinness made an oopsie, right? And I said, holy crap, when I saw that, like, Billy might actually have a case against Guinness because this is a huge mistake. They're basically publicly stating that Billy Mitchell was accused of playing Pac-Man on MAME, but that wasn't what he was accused of at all. So I'm like, Billy might actually have a case against them. So when I saw that Billy wasn't suing them, I found that particularly odd. Like, okay, he actually has a valid case against.
Now, I'm letting this run. Usually you're supposed to have some type of commentary behind it and stuff like that. But if you guys are wondering why I'm letting this run, it's because it's not like Tipster's actually here, so that if I rebuttal, he can counter rebuttal. I want him to be able to finish. This is already recorded and posted online. I want him to be able to finish what he has to say, because there are some questions that's left out in the open that needs to be addressed, and I'm going to address those questions. Things like what he's saying regarding Guinness and the mistake that Guinness made and stuff like that. But there are some underlining questions that are missing, and I'm going to fill in those blanks. So we're going to come back and we're going to break these down. I just want him to be able to say everything he has to say so we can hear the entire points that he's trying to make before moving forward. So just hang tight, hang tight.
Against Guinness, why is he not suing Guinness? And looks like we have our answer now, because if we go to the news section of the Guinness website, this was published a mere 10 minutes ago on their website. We scroll down to the latest videos, a statement from Guinness World Records, Billy Mitchell. Interesting. So I'm going to go ahead and play a brief snippet of this video. I'll leave a link in the pinned comment down below if you want to watch the full video. But here is the brief snippet that I want to play for you guys. Let's take a look at it.
Billy Mitchell has made various appearances in the Guinness World Records books since the 1980s. But in 2018, some questions were raised about the technical aspects of his gameplay, and we therefore took the decision to disqualify his records. Mitchell then appealed that decision, and we subsequently reopened his case and re-examined the evidence. This involved reviewing both the existing evidence and newly sourced eyewitness testimony, plus some new expert gameplay analyses and hardware verification. In the end, we found that there just wasn't sufficient evidence to support the disqualification across the board. In cases such as this, where there is debate, we would typically defer to the original contemporaneous adjudication, and this is the case here. So the result is that the records management team has decided to reverse the decisions made and reinstate all of Mr. Mitchell's records for Pac-Man and Donkey Kong.
So there you have it. Very interesting news officially from Guinness. They are indeed reinstating Billy Mitchell's active world records into the Guinness Book of Records. And obviously this is very interesting news considering the circumstances that led up to this point. And I think it's easy to see why Guinness wasn't sued after all, because they were able to come to some kind of, resolution on this situation that was obviously satisfactory to Billy. Again, I'll leave a link to the full video in the pinned comment down below, because there is a statement from Billy as well regarding the situation in that video. So I highly recommend you guys check that out. It'll be interesting to see, as these lawsuits continue, whether this will be used as evidence against Twin Galaxies and the other parties involved. But overall, this is a kind of interesting kind of resolution to this whole situation. The fact that Guinness is now reinstating his records, and it'll be interesting to see if Billy pursues any additional records on Donkey Kong or any other games moving forward and submits them to Guinness, because he is still at this time banned from submitting scores to Twin Galaxies. But again, very interesting news. I guess I could say congratulations to Billy Mitchell on having those scores reinstated into Guinness, and it'll be interesting to see how this story shapes up as time moves on. But at the end of the day, those are just my opinions. What do you guys think about this whole situation? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I always like to hear what you guys have to say. But anyway, guys, this is Tipster here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Okay, let's say that again, because I'm sorry. So Tipster's done with that. I put the video link inside the chat for you guys to see if any of you guys are available. Let me see something here. I got two things going on at one time. Give me 1 second.
right, so has everything popped off yet?
Everything is popping off. Tipster just dropped the video just a second ago, so I'm actually, let me see something. I'm on Guinness's webpage. Where is it? Because it's kind of funny. Everything dropped on the Facebook first before it came out on the Guinness's page. Where is it? How come it's not on am I on the right page? Why is it not here? Is it a spotlight? Either way, it doesn't make a difference. Let me see something here. I'll get to that. So anyway, let's go over Tipster's video. So now, there's a lot of things that Tipster say is accurate. However, there's a lot of context missing. Now, originally, there was a request. There was a request to actually have Billy's score reinstated. There was no lawsuit ever filed to Guinness. This is a big misconception a lot of people have. There's no lawsuit filed to Guinness. There was a request to Guinness. There was a request to Twin Galaxies to reinstate their score, well, Billy's score, or they may seek I guess retribution would be the word, or legal recourse, or whatever the case may be. So there was a request for it. Now, the difference between Guinness and Twin Galaxies, and I can't speak for either organization, and I'm definitely not speaking for Jace Hall's Twin Galaxies. Like I literally just left Twin Galaxies because, well, as you guys know, last year and the year before, I was attacked by Twin Galaxies. And I say Twin Galaxies, I don't mean Twin Galaxies community, I mean Twin Galaxies the company. Like, there's so much, I don't think people understand why we call this the invisible war. Like, I actually cannot wait to when we go to court. All of the e-files, and I'm letting it be known now, all of the e-files, the videos, the screenshots, the emails, of the corruption, it's all coming out. Best believe. So unless you guys find a way to come in, randomly have me hanging from a tree during like Black Lives Matter shit, or get me murked, best believe when you'll see my ass in court. Best believe y'all are finished. I'm sick and tired of y'all are all full of shit. You guys are not, you do not represent anything of what Walter Day built for Twin Galaxies. And we tried our best, trust me, we tried our best to work with these guys and try to come up with a amicable way to deal with the situation. But like Billy said in his interview, you're dealing with people who don't have integrity. So when you're dealing with people who don't have integrity, they're willing to do anything for the dollar. This is not the case for Guinness. Guinness, the first thing we had to do was get Guinness to recognize that there is a mistake here. And I won't even go as far as say mistake, because to be very honest with you, if you really look at it, Guinness and everyone else was duped. Now some people say, so what are you trying to say, Triforce? Are you accusing Twin Galaxies of duping everyone? Well, let me pose this question to you guys. Twin Galaxies says MAME throughout the entire investigation. MAME But when they came up with their official conclusion, it was not played on the original Donkey Kong hardware. Hey, TG, where's the MAME? Well, that's it. Now, let's follow up with the requests to restore Billy's legacy to both Twin Galaxies and Guinness. Twin Galaxies released a message saying, we never said Billy Mitchell's score was done via MAME. Yo, You know, you guys watch the Flintstones? You know, like when they're running and they're running and they're driving the car real fast, and then Fred Astaire puts his foot through the car floor and it goes, "Arr!" And he stops the car with his feet. Hold brakes. So let me get this straight. I watched Jace Hall's video where he says there's no splicing of footage on that Donkey Kong tape that he had, which, just to let everybody know, the chain of custody for that tape has gone all over the place. No one knows for sure, irrevocably, 100%, whether or not that was Billy's actual tape. That tape was in the hand of Twin Galaxies, then lost property to Twin Galaxies, went somewhere else. Someone, enemy of Billy Mitchell, got his hand on the tape. Then that tape miraculously appears in the new administration of Twin Galaxies. Interesting. But according to Jace Hall, in his own Facebook interview, there's no splicing. There's no splicing? Wait, time out. All right, hold on. I don't get this. Like, if there's no splicing, what's the problem? Well, it could have been played on main. All right. Let's say it was played on main. The only way you can cheat is if you save state and splice the video together, correct? Correct! Exactly. So, but Jace Hall said, but there's no splicing. Oh! So, there was no editing of the game. So then this is a straightforward game then, right? Yes. Interesting. All right, let's take this from a different angle now. Okay. Well, you didn't play on the original Donkey Kong hardware or whatever. All right. Did your administration adjudicate that game? No. Oh, interesting. Whose administration adjudicated that game? Walter Day. Interesting. Oh, so you're saying Walter's allowing Billy to play, blah, blah, blah? Wait, well, first of all, it's their administration. If that administration verifies the game and says the game is legit, then it's legit. There's no, where's the cheating coming from? The cheating would be if the administration says, well, you did not do that, etc., etc., you need to redo this or whatever. Oh, wait, that's right. Steve Wiebe. Let's talk about that. So, a lot of people don't know this. And I like Steve Wiebe. So this is not a knock against Steve Wiebe. I'm trying to make a point of the biasness. So this is nothing against Steve Wiebe. So for all you Steve Wiebe fans, this is just for you to know. Because I want to show you the bias. Steve Wiebe did not play on an original Donkey Kong board. Did you guys know that? No, you didn't know that. And when did Steve Wiebe submit his record? During Walter Day's administration. So, it was asked by Walter Day. So, Walter, when you found out that Steve Wiebe didn't play on an original Donkey Kong board, what happened? Walter said, well, you know, these things happen, mistakes happen where the boards, like you get an arcade, you think you're playing on the original whatever, blah, 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 and it's not. And these things slip past us. You know who that happened to as well? Me. I ordered Black Tiger to go to Fun Spot. I ordered it from my house in New York. I ordered an arcade game to be shipped to Fun Spot. They shipped the Black Tiger to Fun Spot. I went there, I played it. I got 2.6 million. Everyone's like, wait a minute. How you get 2.6 million? Like, where'd you get the extra million points from? I was like, I don't know. I played the game. You know who verified my arcade machine? Walter Day and Gary Vincent from Fun Spot. He's the technician. They opened the machine, set the settings, and said Triforce played. I played. Walter said verified. The score's in. Later on, in the new administration of Twin Galaxies, we came to find out it was a bootleg arcade. What bootleg arcades are this? They're, how can we say this? Anyone ever played Street Fighter 2? and there's like Rainbow Edition, like some of the bootleg arcade games that like Ryu throws a fireball and 5 of them come out and stuff like that. I'm just giving you a complete example of what I'm trying to make here. Not every arcade machine you ever go into an arcade is 100% authentic. Many machines need to be worked on, upgraded, new pieces, what's the word for this thing here? Changed, or whatever the case may be, right? That, how can I say this? Transistor bursts or some crap like that. They got to replace the transistor. They can't find that particular part, so they get a substitute. And those things may cause slight changes to no changes, but it's not original. Sometimes, remember, back then in the US, we used to play a lot of our games on cone joysticks, but then you'll notice you go into a arcade and you're like, Street Fighter has a cone, but then it doesn't. It has a stick with the ball. And you're like, they had to change the joystick on it. Something like that in Twin Galaxies could change the route. Like, look, well, you have to play on the original hardware. Original hardware means original hardware. Everything, buttons, the plaque, the joystick, everything. That's what original hardware means. It doesn't just mean the internal stuff. It means the original hardware. Even the tubing, original hardware. A lot of these things had to be changed over time. So when I ordered a Black Tiger, they gave me a refurbished Black Tiger machine, right? And instead of saying bootleg, let's say refurbished. So it's not original, it's a refurbished machine. And in this, it had the Japanese ROM of Black Tiger in it, which is called Black Dragon, which is why I got the extra 1,000,000 points. So I didn't know that. I just ordered the arcade. That's all I did. I just ordered the machine. They got it. Walter Day adjudicated it. Gary Vincent settings for me, verified, score went in. People feel in Twin Galaxies that's not fair, because then people have to play Black Tiger and you can't get the extra 1,000,000 points. So how are they going to be able to get the 1,000,000 points to beat the actual score? So you know what Twin Galaxies did? This modern Twin Galaxies, they created a new section and they simply put the score there called Black Dragon. That same refurbished arcade is at Fun Spot, where you can go and actually play it, which Pete Hahn found out, so Triforce played on a refurbished, aka bootleg version of Black Tiger, went there and beat my score last year. But if there was no investigation, no one would have known. But it wasn't on the original hardware. So did I cheat? No. It was just, I didn't know. Steve Wiebe played on a double Donkey Kong. Was that original hardware? No. But he didn't know. Did he cheat? No. So now, let's get back to Billy Mitchell. It was never said it was MAME, but they are going to say it wasn't original hardware. So, did Billy Mitchell know? No, he didn't. How you know he didn't know? Because the administration at the time is the ones that verified the arcade machine for Billy. Just like how it was verified for me. Just like it was verified for Steve. When they found out that that wasn't the original arcade board, we were given alternatives. And Steve Wiebe, hey Steve, we just need you to redo the score again. If you do, we'll recognize your original score. And then we'll update it with the new score on the new settings. So Steve Wiebe said, okay, he did it. That was done. Me, they was like, we know it's a refurbished arcade machine, Triforce, so don't worry about it. We'll just move it into another section so people can compete there. But with Billy, although we don't know for sure if it's MAME, we do know it's not an official arcade board. So we're gonna get rid of that record. We're gonna get rid of his Pac-Man. Wait, what does? But Pac-Man got nothing to do with this. Why are you doing that to his guy? And we're going to ban him for life. For life. But based on what? Because he cheated. But he didn't cheat. You know what cheating is? Cheating is knowing the rules, going against the rules, and playing. If you didn't know, it's not a cheat. Think of it like a technical foul. That's it. But it's not cheating. When you cheat, you get banned for something. And when you look at
Robin,
oh,
I'm going to work at 4 o'clock.
1 second, I'm Jagan, mute. Oh, Tipster hit me up. Let me see something, Tipster.
What time?
Okay. Your Tipster, I'll be with you in a second. I'll be with you in a second. Okay, so sorry, let me get back to what I was saying. So the what's the word for this? The understanding that was given to myself, and this is before Billy Mitchell's record went in, was removed or whatever the case may be. Someone attacked my Black Tiger score, whatever the case may be. Apollo Legends DM'd me, literally saying, admit that you're a cheater, or when I find the evidence, I'm a blah blah blah. My man literally wrote that to me, like literally in Twitter. He DM'd me on Twitter, pseudo threatening me, and I'm like, don't talk to me. I'm like, it's because he doesn't. It's funny because they don't. When you investigate, an investigation requires you looking at both sides. That's what an investigation is, and Twin Galaxies didn't look at both sides. Twin Galaxies looked at one side. They were like, yeah, but they took Carlos's blah, 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 whatever the case may be, and whatever. I'm like, no, they took Carlos's investigation on the technical end. They did not look at the circumstance. And circumstance is a very important part of this as well, because there are things that cannot human error. And human error doesn't mean an error on Billy Mitchell's part. Human error could simply mean an error on Walter Day's part. And to be very honest with you, it isn't an error on his part because it's his organization. So if he verifies it, that's what it is. Here's an example, just giving you analogies so everyone has a better understanding. Wilt Chamberlain used to block balls underneath the hoop, or shots coming down into the hoop. He would jump up and catch it so it couldn't go in the hoop. In today's time, today's rule, that's goaltending. Now, are we going to go back in time with today's rules and say, well, because of the rules of goaltending today, we're going to look at every basketball game you played, and any game where you stopped the actual ball from entering the hoop or blocked it from underneath the hoop, we're going to call that goaltending. Oh, on top of that, call it goaltending because that was cheating. We're going to strip you of all of your records and ban you from the NBA. So your 100-point game doesn't exist. No! Who does that? Which sporting organization in the universe has ever done that? No one. Said no one. Yet, it's done to Billy. Why? This has been argued with Twin Galaxies. This has been an argument with Twin Galaxies. They know this. They know this. I don't want to tell you guys how they know. Just know Triforce knows. Facts. Like I said, best believe I'll be in that courtroom. Better blow up the plane that I'm in, hang me in the streets, get a cop to kill me, something. And that, I'm not even playing around. Like, that's not a joke to Black Lives Matter. Something, because when I get into the courtroom, your ass is grass. Files upon files coming out. You motherfuckers knew. You knew what you were doing. We tried to explain it to you, but you did not want to work it out amicably with Billy. You wanted to get rid of Billy because you wanted to rewrite the history. Just like how you send them Dozers to come after me. Just like how you send the Dozers to come after me. I need you to go look up some dirt on Triforce so we can get up out of Twin Galaxies. Oh, really? Then when I asked you, is that what you really did? Twin Galaxies does not go after anyone. You thought I wasn't going to find out? You thought your people weren't going to snitch on you? What are you, stupid? Are you stupid? You've got to be dumb to really believe that they weren't going to snitch on you. Your entire administration is built on a house of cards. You just move one card, it falls down. You thought your ego really believed that one card wasn't going to get pulled. Well, we didn't pull one card, we pulled the deck. The whole deck got pulled. This is the difference between Guinness and Twin Galaxies. Guinness was told to remove it based on information given to them by Twin Galaxies. What Guinness did not know that it wasn't a full, complete investigation. And when certain evidence was brought to Guinness, certain circumstances was brought to Guinness, and then they were told these are the context to the issues. And it was like, wait a minute. So it's not Maine? No, they didn't. They even said themselves, it's not Maine. Literally, last year, they was like, we never said it was Maine. So Guinness is like, wait a minute, time out. But like, we wrote in the book that it was Maine because you told us it was Maine. And now you're saying it's not Maine? Oops, who got set up? So Guinness is like, whoa, time out. Hold up. We entrusted you to do a thorough investigation. So Guinness said, we need to do our own independent investigation. This is not looking right. So for months now, Guinness has been looking into things, and Guinness did, and notice the difference between Guinness and Twin Galaxies. They don't make an investigation in the public with public opinion can, what's the word for this? When you corrupt is the wrong word. That's too strong of a word. Contaminate. They don't do a public investigation where public opinion can contaminate their investigation. They do a private, professional investigation. They look at the context, the history, the expert witnesses, engineers, the whole. They look at the entire puzzle, the entire picture, and they say, I see. Well, you know something? This is an unfortunate situation, because now that we have the full context involved and we see how Twin Galaxies, Walter Day's Twin Galaxies and Jace Hall's Twin Galaxies are two different organizations. One organization, Walter Day's organization, had referees that were all, what's the word for this, that volunteered to adjudicate scores. If a problem was with a score, the organization got together amongst its referees and they looked at the situation privately, and then they made a decision privately with no contamination of public opinion trying to force a decision on them. Then you have Jace Hall's Twin Galaxies, and I'm telling you right now, facts. They say, oh, we make our judgments big. That's not true. That's an absolute lie. I have video footage of them pushing through a record that's actually cheating. I informed them, look, they're about to force a record through that's cheating. One actual person said, wait, you guys can't do this. This is cheating. The record, you can't do the record like this. This record is cheating. I'm not going to support this record. And a guy actually said, and I'm just paraphrasing, well, let's force the record through anyway. I literally have a video of this and screenshots. And the reason why I do videos is because people say, oh, when you screenshot something, they say you doctored it and you Photoshop. So I always video and then screenshot. So we have both. So they're like, that's doctored. Then I hit him with the actual video. So yes, your ass is grass, TG. Best believe, pack it up, Jace. It's a wrap for you. And oh, I don't give a shit what you want to do, Mariah. I stopped supporting Twin Galaxies. I'm not even a part of your organization anymore. I don't care about your organization. You won't even have one soon. Listen, scorched earth, motherfucker. You're gonna get massacred. You're gonna get fucked up. Now, based on this, they took a look at this situation and they said, nah, based on all of the information that came in, like what people don't know, that the board Billy Mitchell used for, I think it was a 1050, that was verified by Nintendo. Walter Day sent that board into Nintendo. It got verified by Nintendo. We got information from Nintendo of its verification. You know, Twin Galaxies knew that. Guinness didn't. So Guinness is like, but if Nintendo verifies the board and there's no splicing of the evidence, of the video, then who's to say that, like, you can't tell Nintendo it's not official? That's stupid. Like, the cheating would be the splicing of the video, but there was no splicing. So where's the cheat? Now, There's a chance it may be played on a refurbished or bootleg Donkey Kong machine. That is very possible, but that's not Billy's fault. It's not his machine. He did it in public. They ordered these machines. He goes to a public venue. He does the actual event publicly, and he sets the score. That's it. That's his job. I did it. Billy did it. Steve did it. A lot of gamers have done the same thing. We find out later, oh, it was done on a bootleg. Well, that's why you have a referee there to make sure you're not actually cheating. Now, here's something a lot of people don't know. Did anyone know that Billy's records, for the most part, were all verified by referees? The tapes are supporting. But when you look at the submission says referee. It was refed. The tape is just a supporting piece, which was never submitted in the official submission. These things a lot of people don't know. Now, the reason why Billy has been quiet is because you see all this information you're getting right now? If this information was given to people then, you know what they would have done? Move the goalposts. Public opinion would have came in, try to write it off. Well, that's not the reason. You have to go to this. Then you debunk that. No, that's not the reason you got to go to that. Go over here. No, that's not the reason to go to this. Just like how people said, oh, MAME and this. The MAME that people say Billy used wasn't even invented then. It was invented 4 years after. So how could Billy have even used MAME? You know what they came up with? Oh, with a particular app or some crap, like some nonsense that they were saying, well, you could do this and then it can set the settings to that and blah, blah, blah. And Billy knew this. This is what they're trying to say. Billy knew all of this then. Dudes, this is what I find so funny. Billy knew all of this then, but no one knew until 2018 that they found out about some app or program that you put in that can do X, Y, and Z and change the MAME so that it can do X, Y, and Z. So in 2018, all of these experts found this out. But Billy, who's not a technical expert, he needs his son to do his streams for him, and he's now learning about it. Knew all of this in 2004, 2007, 2010. Really. So, Guinness, and this is what people need to understand. There was no lawsuit for Guinness. There was a demand for a retraction to Guinness, or there would be legal action. So, Guinness decided to do its due diligence, especially after hearing, oh, Twin Galaxies never said it was MAME, but it's published as MAME though. So, like, you gonna stick by your word or not? Of course they're not going to stick by the word. It was never meant. You know how many people wrote MAME? You know how many people slandered and defamed Billy off of something that never was said? Right now, as we speak, right now on Twitter, you have people literally on Twitter right now on Billy Mitchell's. In fact, you know something? Just to show you guys, Tipster, give me a second. Just to show you guys what I'm talking about. This I'm gonna give you prime example, live, real time. Real time. I'm going to give you some real-time examples. Real-time examples. You guys should be able to see it. Hold on.
Been arguing with these fucking asses all morning. Still in denial.
They're still in denial. No, and this is why Billy said what he said when he did his redemption tour. He says, they got the evidence, but he just can't say anything right now. I hope they're not deleting any of the comments. I really hope they're not deleting any of the comments, because I saw a comment here earlier, and I literally just want to show, like, it's crazy. Wait, timeout. Oh, what? You see, I gotta get a mouse because, all right, I want to show you something here, because this doesn't even make any sense. Where is it? Okay. I'll get it for you guys. Don't worry. It's right here. Because I actually saw some of these comments already. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I'm going to get to the other foolishness after I find the point that I'm trying to make. Show additional things that may be offensive or whatever the case may be. No, I did. Oh my goodness! That sucks. I was looking at it earlier. People were in here saying, but he cheated. He played on MAME. He played on MAME. He played on MAME. He played on MAME. It was a couple of comments that said that. But as you can see, you see some of these people saying that he cheated, etc. Huh?
Probably the reason why you can't see it is because I'm drowning it out with actual facts of what was said and presented and debunked. Like, I think this is the main point that's just really going over everybody's fucking heads, and it needs to be reiterated. So, you made the point earlier when you said, basically, me as a player.
Hold on, Robin. You're low. Give me a second. Hold tight, crap. One second, Robin. 1 second. Okay. I gotta turn you up, and then before you say, okay, yeah, I got you down too low. I'll put you up at 50. So yeah, I found one on post. One guy says, didn't he use an emulator for Donkey Kong? Question mark. See, you know something? This guy has a brain. You know why? He asked a question. He asked a question. He didn't make a statement. He asked a question. And the fact that he asked that question just goes to show you what this is about. He's under the impression he used an emulator. Who gave him that impression? Who told him this? See, a lot of the people, they don't know any better. They only know what they were told. So a lot of people are going around saying things that's not true. It's false allegation. This is what, in my opinion, because I can't speak for Guinness, I'm just assessing the whole situation, and I'm giving Guinness the benefit of the doubt. This is what would make Guinness, well, Guinness would have done it anyway, because that's what Guinness does. They're going to investigate it. I've worked with Guinness in the past. I've done records with Guinness in the past. Guinness's adjudication method, and this is not me dissing them. It's me critiquing them. It may come off negative, but it's an actual compliment. I actually hate Guinness's adjudication methods, and here is why. They want it down to, they want it to be irrevocable, 100% God fact. And I'm like, oh my God, like what you have to go through to submit a Guinness World Record, they want to make sure like this can never be argued. And if it does, we have the information. So it's so, that's the proper word. It's tedious, but that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. It's a good thing that it's tedious. And I'm glad that Guinness had the integrity to say, well, based on some questions on the evidence that's submitted to us, we're going to do a tedious and thorough due diligent investigation on all aspects of this. Where Twin Galaxies has said many times, we're only looking at this from a scientific point of view. Well, that's a problem. A scientific point of view is not going to always get you the 100% answer. There are human elements that may make, that changes the entire context of the circumstance. Just like it did for Steve Wiebe, just like it's done for me, just like it's did for so many other people who have played on refurbished or bootleg boards. But those people were given opportunities. Billy was not. So what I'm saying, I'm not saying Tipster is saying Guinness decided to reverse Billy's score because they made a mistake in their thing. That is not what made Guinness reverse their decision. Guinness reversed their decision based on their thorough, due diligent, private, independent investigation based on the evidence, the new evidence brought to them, testimony, and expert engineer key witnesses. All of that, all of it, not a portion, all of it. And the fact that they're like, yeah, we did publish something wrong. And they owned up to it. They didn't do what Jace Hall did. Oh, you're gonna sue us? We're gonna fight tooth and nail and blah blah. No, see, Guinness didn't even reply publicly. That's another thing people didn't notice. Notice Guinness replied privately, like a professional organization. What was Twin Galaxy's reply? Twin Galaxy's reply was fire and thunder and pillage and salt of the earth. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. And that's why I can't deal with Twin Galaxies. Me personally, I'm like, nah, I can't rock with Twin Galaxies like that anymore. I can't do that anymore with Twin Galaxies, because like, if you're gonna be on that level, I don't want to be involved with you, because that's just too much for me personally, and I'm not with it. But Robin, you wanted to say something. Jump in.
So the point that I want to make, and the point that keeps coming up in the Twitter post, is they're all saying he cheated.
Well, they're not all saying. Wait. I mean, but like, they saying that he didn't do the score. So Triforce said something that really resonated. Okay. Hold on, you're cutting in and out. Can you like set your mic straight and just hold still for a second and then talk without moving, because when you're moving it's scratching and you're going out.
I'm not moving.
Okay.
So let's say, for the sake of it, Billy didn't know, right? He didn't know what he was playing on. Like, okay, let me put into perspective modern day as an esports player. When we go to events and tournaments, we're there to show up, and we expect that the equipment and everything is ready to go.
Yep.
Right? So if I sit down at a station and I'm playing on it and I get a high score playing on the equipment and what's there at that live event, how did I cheat?
Exactly.
How did I cheat my score? That's the thing that's flying over everybody's fucking heads. And then the simple fact that even, okay, now TG, they win and they said that it wasn't, they couldn't conclude that it was MAME or whatever their findings were. So even then, with that, they debunked that. They debunked him editing or tampering with the video, which he didn't. So even with all of that, why are people still saying that he cheated his score, that he didn't achieve the score? And even during this time in quarantine, throughout the summer, he's replicated his scores and then some on his Twitch live stream.
And that's,
so what the fuck is wrong with you people? Like,
which is the entire,
like, get off, like, get off of Billy's dick.
Which is the entire, which that's another thing. That is another point to be made. So Billy goes on. That's the point he was making with the guy when he was like, I did all the scores in public. That's not going to change people's minds. Steve Weeby was given a chance to redo his score, and if he matched the score or beat the score, they will validate the prior score and update it with the new score. And when Guinness found out, wait, so you did some of your scores? He's like, I redid the perfect Pac-Man. I did like 2 of the 3 scores. It is like, was this given to you? Like, was this opportunity given to you? No, just life ban. That's it. And that's when we're like, this is ridiculous. It's no different. It's a similar situation with the Todd Rogers thing. But that's another thing coming. But we gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that. That's another thing coming. But that's not to talk about right now. But we're gonna talk about it. But these guys, it's almost as if nothing can be done for Billy to, Billy can't do anything to appease the fans. These people are so mean-spirited that they will do everything. They won't give him the benefit of the doubt. And they're never going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Even right now, when Guinness went against Billy's score, they cheered Guinness. Yeah, Guinness is the true this and the true that and blah blah blah. And then here now you have dudes like I want to read this to you guys. I'm sorry if I'm not reading a chat, guys. I really apologize for not reading the chat. But look at this. Look at this comment right here. Look at this. This is crazy. This guy said, "And how much did that cost you?" They're insinuating that he literally paid Guinness to get his records back. This This is the world we live in. This is the world we live in. Dudes is like, he's going to pay off a multi-million-dollar company to get his records back. Like whatever money, no offense to Billy, but in comparison to Guinness versus Billy's money, Billy's got peanuts. So Billy's gonna go into his Planters container and pull out a couple of peanuts and throw it at Guinness, and Guinness is like, the fuck's that supposed to mean? Like, come on, you people, the point here. Let's stick to the point. Let's stick to the point. The point here is this: is that Billy was not given a fair shake, along with a lot of other people. I'm one of them. I don't care about them. Oh, well, you know, when they went after my Contra score and whatever the case may be. You know who adjudicated my Contra score? Walter. And they tried to literally get Walter to remove Walter from the situation because they're trying to say Walter did not know what he was doing. But I'm like, so what are you trying to say? Well, you did a cheating tactic. Can you show me the rule where it says I did a cheating tactic? There's no rule that said it was a cheating tactic. The public, literally, on the Twin Galaxies forum, were inventing a rule in real time to judge my score I did a decade ago. And I'm like, why is there an investigation on my score? You can't make up a rule and judge me in the past. That doesn't make any sense. Prime example. Billy does a perfect Pac-Man score, right? Earlier in the week. They said, yeah, but you took a 5-hour break or some crap like that. They said he took a very long time break or whatever. And Billy brought up a very important thing. He says, well, number one, that's not true. He never took no 5-hour break like how these people are making it out to be. Number two, even if he did, Pac-Man's not a marathon game, so that rule does not apply to him. But people want to bury him so bad, they will go through any means. They will invent anything. They don't. This is what I'm talking about. The public does not understand how Twin Galaxies works. They don't understand the rules. They don't understand anything. They just heard some popular guy said he cheated based on their opinion. It's their opinion. The whole Apollo Legends video, it's his opinion. None of it's fact. It's his opinion.
Exactly.
It's a YouTube video. Him telling you what he thinks based on his understanding of the rules. His understanding, not the understanding, his. And everyone took what he said as fact. He's sitting here like, Billy Mitchell played on main. Twin Galaxies is like, well, although we cannot confirm he played on main. Wait a minute, time out. So, if you can't confirm he's playing on main, why is Apollo Legends over here saying he's playing on main? Guys like Review Tech USA, all of you idiots. All of you. None of you did your due diligence. None of you actually investigated. None of you contacted Twin Galaxies and say, can we get your official statement? Read the statement clearly. None of you. In fact, it's funny. Let me not say none of you. Because Tipster was actually one of the few. When Tipster realized this, me and him had a conversation. He was like, wait a minute. They never said he actually played main. Tipster made a video. Tipster made a video talking about that. They never really said he played main. So I asked Tipster, so if he never played main, what's this punishment based on? That's a fair question. What is the punishment based on? And when Tipster found it, he's like, this is very interesting. He's like, I'm going to have to look into this. And he looked into it, and he took a neutral stance since. And here we are back in this entire situation altogether. Excuse me. Let me go into the comment section real quick. Brandon Allen Network. So basically, they made up stuff that's been proven to be false or not matter, but people still believed Billy cheated. No, this is the truth. Let me calm down. I'm going to tell you guys the absolute truth. This is the truth of the situation. There's a reason why this is called the Invisible War. And I'm not trying to change this from Billy's reinstatement of his legacy, because this is about Billy's reinstatement of a legacy. But I want everyone to know, because we're now at the end game. We're in the end game. So a lot of things that used to be, we need to just get rid of. Like, we just need to come out in the open. And I'm going to give you guys this long-winded story, but it's important for you guys to get the long-winded story. Some of you guys are going to think it's a conspiracy theory. Others are going to put the pieces together and be like, oh, wow, that kind of makes sense. That's why these things are happening. And it's either a conspiracy theory or I'm... Sash, what are you doing? Oh, honey, can you bring me on one of the juices, please? I'm thirsty. It puts into perspective a lot of things. In 2005, 2006, I did something with MTV. Long story short, I was in an executive meeting with MTV about putting out a video of mine called The Empire Arcadia. It came on MTV, was on TV. For those who follow Empire Arcadia, you all know this thing. When they were doing that, I already knew about Walter Day and the whole 9 years. I knew about what Walter Day did, and etc. That's why you guys hear me calling Walter Day the father of esports, because he is the father of esports. He took competitive gaming and he turned it into esports. Competitive gaming existed before Walter Day, but it wasn't esports. It was just people competing in video game tournaments. Walter Day, literally Guinness World Record, created a world record and gave it to Walter Day, commemorating, thank you honey, commemorating him on his contribution to the scene, especially for Twin Galaxies being the oldest adjudicating organization in gaming, and being the first and the oldest adjudicating organization in gaming. That was the platform that set the mark. It was a adjudicating organization for gaming before there were no adjudicating organizations. So that's what stamped it. One moment. Wow, I needed that. Now, in that meeting, I was trying to tell the execs at Viacom, hey, listen, this will be a great, focusing on our Team Empire Arcadia will be a great way to bring in the history of gaming. Can you imagine a future where we're doing like an ESPN 20 for 20 thing where, you know, you do the history of like how far competitive gaming came, where it went from competitive gaming to esports, etc., etc. You know what they told me? Nobody cares about old arcade games. And we can't get these old men playing these arcade games and get anyone to care. It's just it won't be digestible on television. I actually tried to get Justin to show his Marvel vs. Capcom thing, and at that time they didn't like the arcades. They were only interested in the consoles because that's what the execs wanted. The suits did not care about the retro game. They didn't care about the culture, didn't care about the history, didn't care about none of that. They wanted to create a new history based on the modern technology. So they want to erase the past. They literally said, no, we don't want to deal with those old men. We want to focus on you, Triforce, and today's modern gamers, and just get rid of the past and write a whole new history built on this foundation. And in my mind, I was like, so you want to erase the history. You want to, it's like Africa. You know how much things are stolen from Africa and rewritten and told to everyone that the Greeks and the Europeans did this, that, and the other, and all this other stuff? Typical, you know, erasure of history, which is why you must have heard Billy say this a lot of time. You have some people want to rewrite history. Dudes want to rewrite history. So when that happened, I could have argued with them and it would have stopped us, MTV from making the video. But I said, no, let them make the video. This is not your war to fight yet, Triforce. Be strategic. Let them make the video. It's going to put you in a particular stratosphere, and then you can promote the past, the true history of esports. Esports did not start in 2011 with League of Legends. Esports did not start in 2004 with MLG. Esports did not start with World Cyber Games. Esports started with Twin Galaxies. That's where it started. The father of esports is Walter Day. After that meeting, 2 years later, I talked to Royal Lance. Royal Lance says, hey, Triforce, you want to come with me to Fun Spot? They have something up there where they're having, Walter Day is going to be there. I say, yes, because I've been looking for Walter Day. Anyone who types up the old Empire Arcadia website, empirearcadia.com, you can, what's the name of the site that brings up old websites? The Wayback Machine. Go back to the Wayback Machine and go to the Empire Arcadia website. You'll see when some parts of the website's activated. Look for Pioneers of Arcadia. I wrote an article for Walter Day about the fathers of esports and all the people contributed to building esports to the way it is. And I sought out Walter Day. When I found him, the first thing I said, I greeted him and all the thing going to front. I said, Walter, you may not believe this. This was 2008 or 2008 or 9. No, 8. 7 or 8. It's either 7 or 8. I don't know which one. I can't remember which one, guys. I think it's 8. I said, there are forces marshaled to wipe out the history of esports and everything that you've ever done and start it in the modern era of consoles. We need to start documenting everything. And Walter was like, are you sure? And I told him about the NTV thing, and he's like, I don't think they're really after us like that. I don't think they really care about it like that. They probably still look at it as a hobby. And I was like, no, the suits are coming. They're not only coming for classic gaming, they're coming for PC. They already were there for PC gaming. They're coming for the FGC. They're coming for everything. The suits are going to come for everything. This is why anyone who follow me in the FGC, you always have the suits are coming. The suits are coming. The suits are here. So now, we decided in 2011 to form something called the Council of Gaming Legends. The entire purpose of the Council of Gaming Legends was to preserve the history, the true history of esports, and all the people who contributed to it being brought to where it is, from Fatality back down to Todd Rogers, to Jeff Peters, to Steve Sanders, including Steve Sanders, the Electronic Circus, the Twin Galaxy Superstars, California versus North Carolina, the Time Life Magazine, Atomwa, the birthplace of esports, everything. We had to chronicleize it. Thus, Walter then said he's going to start his trading cards, and he's going to time capsule the history. So even after Walter Day dies, there is literally, like the Egyptians, instead of being carved in stone, it actually be carved on paper. Well, actually in a Atomwa, it's carved in bronze and put on a stone wall. The history of esports. There was even, in 2015, there was a commemoration for that day and the whole night to preserve the history, because once certain people are gone, or once certain people are excommunicated and removed, then that's the only time they can rewrite the history. They have to remove certain pillars. So who are some of the people that actually promote the history of esports starting back in the early age? Oh, wait a minute. The first esports player, Todd Rogers, who had a record for being the first esports player because of when he started, and the world record he set in what? Dragster, which was in before Twin Galaxies. So they went after Todd. Then after that, player of the century, the man who's sitting there, Walter Day is the father of esports. The man who made the perfect Pac-Man, the first Donkey Kong, the kill screen, Billy Mitchell. Then Triforce, the man who has been literally put together the Council of Gaming Legends, helped Walter Day with the commemoration of the birthplace of esports, the capital, the video game capital of the world. Well, actually, he did the video game capital of the world back in 1982, but the birthplace of esports in 2015, helping to push and bring up the International Video Game Hall of Fame and the entire collection of the gaming history. So these were the three most dangerous people that blocks changing the history of esports. And then there was a guy called the Eye in the Sky. He literally wrote a post on Facebook. We need to get rid of these people. That's why they call them the old guard. That's why we're called the old guard. The old guard is trying to preserve the history. The new guard is trying to rewrite it. So they need to get rid of these people. So how do you get rid of these people? Well, you take out the first pro gamer, Todd Rogers. Then you take out the video game player of the century, Billy Mitchell. And then you imply in taking out the gamer of the century, Billy Mitchell, through Walter Day's adjudication, verification, and administration of Twin Galaxies, that Walter was in on it. That's why people started attacking Walter on top of it. Because Walter's the one who's verified, and it's his organization. Walter Day is the same man that Guinness came to, that hired as an editor back in the early 80s, I think it was 83, 84, 84, 85, to put the first scores in the Guinness Book of World Records, done by Walter Day's hand. The father of esports brought Video Game World Records into Guinness, which then created this, literally inspired the ideal for the Guinness Book of World Records Gamers Edition, which then Walter stopped printing his book so that Guinness can carry on the tradition he started. And I was like, yo, these scumbags, these guys are really about it. So when Twin Galaxies was sold to Jace, Now let's get rid of the people who sold it to Jace. You know who brokered the deal to sell it to Jace? Billy Mitchell. Ain't that some shit? The man who brokered the deal to sell TG to Jace, then gets backstabbed by Jace. That's crazy. Wait till when the lawsuits start. Here are some of the things that's involved in the lawsuit. Actual bribery. Double 5 figures. Oh, we got video and text. I'm talking scorched earth, motherfucker. Like, you thought people weren't tracking your shit? What are you, stupid? You think people completely trusted you 100%? We really did want to believe you were really here to protect, as you said, the custodian. We really believed it. And then you betrayed us. Scorched earth, my friend. Scorched earth. Best believe. Go tell your lawyers. Go tell them. And none of these are bluffs. There's no safeguard, no nothing. Can't run. That's why we kept quiet for so long. Because we wanted you to hang yourself. And that you did. We saw the little last message you sent, what was it, last month? Nice little plead. Not going to work now. Is there new evidence? Is there anything we can do? But there's new evidence. That's why. How is this possible? This has to be a conspiracy. Billy definitely cheated. Well, you just joined us, Unirock. So we're going through all of the things, but there's evidence, and that's why it was overturned by Guinness. Twin Galaxies doesn't have to overturn. They can keep it. Who cares? It's not important. But and you don't know what you're talking about when you say definitely cheated. You only know what you were told. So this is the reason why certain things have to be put in place. We knew they would lose even before. Yeah, we already knew. Well, we talked about it in our Discord. These guys even knew. These guys were so, you know, these guys, when they got Billy and they got Todd, you know, when they decide to come after me, that's when I had the stream when I said, I'm not Billy and I'm not Todd. I am far more vicious. Like, when you come after me, you're coming after the Empire. And dudes try to buy our website. That was crazy. They literally formed a Discord. They formed a Discord. Right now, I don't really want to go through it, but there is someone accused Jace Hall, or let's say they accused. What's the better word for it? Someone said, oh, I could just say the person. Meme Troll said that Jace Hall told them that it was okay to form a Discord to find dirt on me, to get rid of him. Now, that's someone saying that. See the difference between me? I don't like Jace Hall anymore. And I notice I say anymore because I actually used to like him. I don't like him anymore. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt because I don't know if Jace Hall actually said that. I'm saying someone else said he said it. And which we actually, it's nothing too late. Tipster actually showed it in his video on his, Tipster actually showed it in a video when Meme Troll said that Jace said and whatever. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because these are just word of mouth. But there is someone who came forward who said you sent them after me. So, and I already knew that. And this is why I was trying to explain to everyone, you know, Guinness World Record is the last bastion. They're the last hope. And when we approached Guinness, well, let me make this. When I'm a part of the Billy defense team to help them and stuff like that. But like I'm not the one who approached Guinness. It was really Billy and his family that approached Guinness. So I just want to be accurate when I say this. When they approached Guinness, we explained to them that we have to protect Guinness. Guinness is all that's left that connects the past to the future. And Guinness understands this. Guinness has integrity. Guinness understands what historical context and historical integrity is about. They understand. They know. This is why they say we have to do our own independent investigation. because see what happens if they just took someone else's word for it. So I'm not saying that's what Tipster said. I want to repeat this. I'm not saying that's what Tipster said. What I'm doing is I'm stopping anyone from coming to that conclusion by adding context to what Tipster said, so people understand what he means. So I don't want anyone to think, oh, Guinness was bought off. I don't want anyone sitting here thinking that Guinness, what's the word for this, was scared to be sued. Got nothing to do with that. Guinness, unlike other people, don't need public opinion. They can make their own, they can own up to a mistake that they made, make their own a decision, put it out there, and there are going to be some people who are going to, oh, Guinness, and they're going to yell at Guinness and whatever, and there's going to be a lot of people who are going to support and say, thank you for doing your due diligence and for being a professional, Guinness. Something we had entrusted and hoped Twin Galaxies was going to be. But in any event, I blabbered on for a lot. Let's go to the stuff here. Let me see something that's, so Unirock says, I may not be caught up. I say, okay, I'll wait until I hear everything until I make up my mind. Sorry. That's the smartest thing you could do, Unirock. Well, long story short, Unirock, is this, right? You missed this part, but it's been there in plain sight. A lot of people never even saw it. Never was it ever said that Billy Mitchell played on Maine. I know you may be like, that's not true. It was. No, you're right. A lot of people were saying it, but when Twin Galaxies rendered this decision, they never said it. Twin Galaxies even said they never said it. If you read the official statement from Twin Galaxies, it never says it. Number two, even if he did play on Maine, the only way he could cheat is if he save state and he had to splice the games together. And Jace Hall said himself, there was no splicing. Number three, the custody of the tapes that was used to judge against Billy. The chain of custody was lost. The original people who had the tapes, they didn't have the tapes. The tapes were stolen. And the tapes ended up in the hands of an individual who said, and I quote, this is the funny part, I'm going to doctor a tape of Billy Mitchell's Donkey Kong run, and I want to see if Twin Galaxies can see if it's real or not. Can you believe that this dumbass wrote that in Twin Galaxies forums a year ago? No, 2 years ago in 2018? He wrote that. He literally wrote that. We're like, you can't be serious. You literally wrote that? The person who gave Twin Galaxies the tapes admitted that he had a plan to doctor the tapes. I'm like, these people, they're on crack. No, they're on cocaine. Because cocaine is a powerful drug. So I'm like, wait a minute. So you're going to take video testimony, evidence from a guy who admitted he was going to doctor it? Yeah, but he said he never doctored it. What? So because he said he didn't doctor it means he didn't? People can't be this stupid. Next, let's skip that part. It's not even important. Let's say he didn't say it. You know what the worst part is? In the entire Donkey Kong thing, all of Billy Mitchell's scores, they were verified by referees. There were no tape submissions. We have the old database. So even if you change a new one, we don't care. We copied the database. We got that. We good. We need it for evidence. Old database is like submitted, ref. All verified in person, ref. You want to change it to video now? That's nice. We copied everything. So changing your site now won't help you. Everything's been copied already. That's why you move in silence. So when it's time to bust that ass, you get your ass bust. We're not stupid. While you were over there picking up your chest, making yourself feel good, and because you want to appease your mob audience of morons who just don't like Billy. And that's fine. Listen, there's no shame in disliking Billy. But if you're going to dislike Billy, do it honestly. Don't hate him on some he said, she said. Come up with your own reason to hate him. Let me see something here. Mike Dwyer. Have the DK transition screens in Billy's tapes ever been seen elsewhere, anywhere outside of Maine? Actually, I actually did a video on my YouTube site where I showed Steve Weeby's game didn't even have arcade transitions, and they had MAME-like. And just to let it be known, it isn't MAME transitions, it's MAME-like. When they first accused Billy of it, I did a frame by frame, one frame by frame transition between Billy's videos and stuff. Items on the screen didn't even populate exactly like MAME. And MAME is a program, so if it's MAME, it's going to populate exactly. And it didn't populate exactly. Number 2, bootleg. This is something you missed when you, Mike Dwyer and Unit thing. There's something called refurbished or bootleg ROMs. Arcade games that have been refurbished and fixed. Where, let's look at anyone watch the movie Man vs. Snake? That was an arcade that they played. They fixed one transistor on the arcade, and Dwayne Richards, the same guy who said he was going to doctor Billy's tape, Dwayne Richards' arcade board in that movie was playing faster than Tim McVeigh's, not the bomber guys, the gamer, Tim McVeigh's game. Now, that hardware was tampered with. Whether or not Dwayne Richards was the one who tampered with it, we don't know. Not going to sit there and accuse him. But what we do know is that the hardware was tampered with, which made his game faster. So transition screens for him were faster and different than Tim McVeigh's. But it wasn't MAME. I played on a Black Tiger bootleg ROM. I didn't know. I just ordered Black Tiger. They sent me Black Dragon on a bootleg ROM, or what we call refurbished ROM boards. It was verified and adjudicated. It was verified by Gary Vincent from FunSpot, the technician, and the score was verified, adjudicated by Walter Day. My score went in. Later on, they found out, oh, you can go to FunSpot right now and you find out, oh, that's not the same board. It's a refurbished board. Steve Weeby played on a double Donkey Kong board, not the original. All of these people who did their stuff, you don't see Dwayne Richards' score being removed from Guinness or Twin Galaxy for life because the GPU processor on his game was modded somehow. We don't know if Dwayne Richard modded the board. We don't. You can't accuse him of it. We do know it's been modded, but you can't accuse him of it. All you can do is give him an opportunity to redo the score again on a legitimate, fully perfect board with verifying referees. Much like what Walter did. Walter said, Steve Weeby, we found out that your game was played on a double Donkey Kong board. We just need you to redo it again. If you do it again and you match a score, beat it, we will accept your original score because you didn't cheat. You just didn't play on the proper hardware. We will recognize that score and update it with the new score that you have. That was it. For me, they didn't even do that. They just said, oh, okay, you ordered the game? Yeah, I ordered the game, and that's how they sent it. All right, and since Walter verified your game, we're just going to move it into another category. They do this for me. They do this for Steve. They do this for Dwayne Richards, but they don't do it for Billy. They just go, no, your legacy's gone. Wiped out, banned for life. Oh, and Guinness, can you remove him as well? Wait, what's going on here? That sounds malicious. Care to explain that? That was rhetorical, because you'll have to explain that in court. Okay, I understand. I only care about the evidence. The girder finger is the main thing here. All that matters to me is if physical proof exists or not. I'll respond in a video. Thanks, Empire. See, that's the thing, Rock. You're not understanding. I don't think you understand. See, all you want is the evidence. All you want is the information that matters to you. You're not doing your due diligence. You're not taking everything into consideration so you can have a better context. You just want to know what you want to know, and then you're going to make an opinion. You're going to make an opinion on on incomplete information. The girder finger isn't everything. Number one, Twin Galaxies never said it was Maine. That's number one. You need to understand that. You're sitting here talking about girder fingers. I'm explaining to you about refurbished ROMs and how many scores in Twin Galaxies. You think it's just Billy? You know how many arcades there are? Do you understand how many arcades there actually are? Did you know? So here's the rule. Watch this. Let me put something to you, Unirock, so you can take something into consideration. Listen to this rule. Donkey Kong scores must be accepted on original hardware. Original hardware. The entire cabinet is an original hardware. This is not just for the screen and the tube. This is not for the board, but also the buttons and also the joysticks. Any modifications to the hardware breaks the rule. You know how many Donkey Kong players played on modified joysticks and buttons? According to that, the rules are broken. Should those people have their legacies wiped out too? Should they? Should they? Context. We live in a cancel culture world. No one takes anything for. No one looks at things with context. Everyone wants to burn everything. Everyone wants to cancel everything. Look, I just want to know this. That's all. If you just want to know this, then it's pointless. Why tell you anything? You're not looking for the truth. You're looking for what you want. You literally just said, I just want to know this. That's you looking for what you want. That's what Twin Galaxies did. That's what the mob audience in Twin Galaxies did. Guinness was like, we need to see everything. We're going to be impartial. We're not going to look to see if Billy's innocent, and we're not going to look to see if Billy is guilty. What we want is all of the evidence, and we'll put it together, put it into context. Once we have all of that context, then we can make a decision. That is proper due diligence. That's integrity. So if you want to make a video, don't shoot yourself in the foot and just make a video based on what you wanted to know. If you're looking for anything that you needed to know, since you want to talk about the girder finger, the point is, Twin Galaxies never said it was played on Maine. Twin Galaxies said it was the video wasn't spliced. So if it wasn't spliced and it wasn't played on Maine, now what? We have a comment from Mike Dwyer. I heard about your Japanese chipboard, but where is the non-main board that has the same transition screens? Mike, see, you're not taking into the according to Twin Galaxies rules. According to Twin Galaxies rules, I played on a non-original Black Tiger board. I played a game Black Tiger. It was on a non-Black Tiger board. I did not know it was on a non-Black Tiger board. It's not my arcade machine. Actually, I didn't buy it. I keep forgetting. I donated it to FunSpot. FunSpot was doing something where, like, donate arcades to them and whatever, etc. And I donated the arcade to them. I just so happened to go down there and play the game and set a world record on it after, like, a couple of months after I donated it. A couple of months after I donated it to them. Yes. So, hold on. So let me see something. I understand, and I only care about the. Okay, I read that. All right. They're targeting on you guys on purpose. Smash Jumper, we already know they're targeting us. We already have the evidence. We have real evidence, not conspiracies. I'm just giving you guys a story part. The story part's to bring context to the whole thing. So when it finally comes out, you'll understand what this is all about. What all of this is about. Also, there are a lot of different versions of MAME. Not all versions have the same artifacts, but only certain versions of MAME produce the Billy score. Oh, 1 minute, I got a donation? Who that? Billy Mitchell matters. Oh, yeah, so stupid. Billy Mitchell Matters.
Billy _Mitchell _Matters donated $10. For all you doubters, for all you haters. You all can finally Millie rock with Billy Cock and SUGONMYNUTZSACK bitches. Long live the King of Kong. I have spoken.
I do not represent the message in that donation. Guys are stupid. I do not represent the message in that donation. But thank you for the donation nonetheless. It's really appreciated. Yeah, I'll put the chat in here, guys, so that you guys can see it as well. While we're going on. Okay, so, well, here's a problem with that. And when I did my first video on Billy's thing, Billy had the transitions on that screen. And let me stop saying Billy had, because we don't know if that's Billy's original tape. So that's number one. So let me just stop saying that. The transitions on the screen had two types of memes applied to it. You can't have two types of memes. You either have the item population was populating like one version of meme. The transition of the screen was populating like another. You can't have two. You have to have one. And it has to be consistent. That's why I said it was like meme-like. That's why Twin Galaxies was like, well, we never said it was meme. Smart move. But if you never said it was meme, then why was it written in Guinness book as meme? And why is everyone else calling it meme? And why isn't Twin Galaxies going out and telling people, whoa, 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 we never said it was meme? For 2 years, they let that stand. 2 years. They never decided to correct the issue. Let me see. Do you think TG will reverse the decision? It doesn't matter if they reverse the decision. They're no longer the authority. Period. They're no longer the authority. As far as I'm concerned, it's just Guinness now. That's it. I would be hard pressed if first of all, the things I'm going to show Guinness that Twin Galaxies actually does, I'm going to say this because it's the end game. The evidence I have on Twin Galaxies on their corruption for passing false records and being favorites with their community, meaning the peers who judge your records. First of all, that doesn't even make any sense. Why are you allowing people compete for records on the forum judging your records? That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. They call it peer review. They call it, oh, well, they don't make the decision. They review it. We make the decision. Okay. Like I'm stupid. Like I'm not there when they did it. Well, I watched them make a decision. These guys literally lied a record through. Well, during... Whoa, that was a loud slam. Open that. A record was being put through. It was going through its process of it. Turn the fan toward you because it's blown on it. The record was being processed to Twin Galaxies. I warned them ahead of time. Yo, this is cheating. They can't do that. They said, we can't do anything to it until the final adjudication goes through. So I was like, who decides that? It's based on them, the votes. Why are you allowing people to vote? I thought Twin Galaxies was the one. But then Twin Galaxies later on comes and says, no, the votes only help, but Twin Galaxies makes the final decision. So Twin Galaxies was warned about a rule that was broken and a record going through. They were warned ahead of time. They let the record go through. They even said, we know that the person broke the rule to set the record, but let the record go through anyway. And then if the record gets, what they call it, disputed, then we can find out the secret about X, Y, and Z. So I informed Twin Galaxies. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. Like, y'all just gonna let that rock? And they let it rock. Do you know how many records are like that in Twin Galaxies? Do y'all even know that? That's what they do. And I'm not bluffing. This is not me slandering, because I have the evidence. I have the evidence will be shown. Don't worry about it. It will be shown. I just have to wait till the proper time. But we're in the end game now. So for Guinness to take any records from an organization that does that, it would not be in Guinness Records' best interest to do that. If I was them, I would just suspend any exception of records from Twin Galaxies until this lawsuit is dealt with. Because by the end of this lawsuit, they will never take another record from Twin Galaxies again. Best believe that. Believe that. That's entirely done by peer review. What do you think about speedrunning records verification process? That's entirely done by peer review. No, it's not entirely done by peer review. The people review it, but there's evidence that shows it. There's actual evidence that shows it, which is why this is my entire point. They put woodspeedrun.com put in a false record. Like someone does something, that's a rule. Oh crap, that guy broke a rule. He did that. He's not supposed to do that. That's illegal. Yeah, but let it go in anyway. No, speedrun.com would not do that. They'd be like, no, you can't put that through. You cannot put that through. Everyone's gonna see and say it's cheating. But Twin Galaxies did that. I have the evidence. This is not some bullshit talk. I have the evidence. I actually disputed the record. And oh, that's the funny part. I disputed the record, but and the dispute's still open for 2 years. They never addressed it. It just stood there. I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. The video of 3 p.m. will be on our channel. Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Oh. Sorry about that. Billy, you can see it as it premieres. Billy, can you send me the link for the video? So while it's premiering, oh no, you'll be here. At 3 o'clock, you can post it in the chat so everyone can see. So Billy, just like how you guys saw Billy's official interview, Billy Mitchell has an actual, you saw a portion of it in the video that I premiered earlier today. That was just like the first 1 minute of it, but he has an actual, I think 2-3 minutes where he talks about his reinstatement. So he has an official statement coming up in 29 minutes. So 2 minutes to 3. Billy will post a link inside our chat. When he posts a link inside of our chat, then we will go straight to the video, and I'll watch it as it premieres live here and so forth. And I'll be adding that to the Empire Arcadia YouTube channel. See, we got to document these things. We got to document these things. So let me see something. So Mutsu says, never thought I joined the stream just in time for Legacy of King quote and organization-wide evisceration. He changed his name to King of Kong. Wow, yeah, he did. I was wondering, I said, wait a minute. I never gave King of Kong moderation. I said, that's Billy. That's gotta be Billy. Dark Natives. What up, B? Okay, cool. Wanted to make sure. Rules about original hardware really bother me as an engineer. Refurbishing and repairing some boards can be as menial as replacing a small blown up capacitor. Exactly. So this whole thing about playing on original software, that's so stupid. Like, but like, this is analog technology. It's going to rust away, and when it does, then what? That was so stupid, and they knew this. So the question is, if you knew this, then why are you doing this? That's why I gave you guys that story about the Invisible War, the rewriting of the history. It was important for them to remove 3 key individuals. You remove the 3 guards, you automatically kill Walter. Because all 3 of us have a prominent place in history. Todd Rogers, the first professional gamer and the oldest speedrunning record of all time. And in fact, the longest standing Guinness World Record of all time with Dragster, Billy Mitchell, Game of the Century, first perfect Pac-Man, and first million point Donkey Kong with the kill screen, right? And then Triforce, I'm reading it off the wall right now. The most documented tournament wins for a video game team stands at 2,000. It's really 2,500 right now. Empire Arcadia, the owner of the #1 winning esports team in the world. You got to get rid of those 3 guys to get Walter. Also, keep in mind, there was one team that could actually compete against Empire Arcadia, especially in, what's the name of this thing? The fighting game community. Empire Arcadia has the most evolution wins for an esports team in the fighting game community. And then Echo Fox was born. And Echo Fox, literally, had Echo Fox continue to stay up, they dissolved earlier in the year, or I think it was late last year or earlier this year. Whichever one, doesn't make a difference. Had they kept going, they may have had a chance because they had Sonic Fox, they had Sonic Fox, they had Knuckle Doo, they had Justin Wong, and they had Mewtwo King. 3 of those 4 people were all ex-EMP members, right? And those guys were poised to have Echo Fox win more Evolution Championships than Empire Arcadia. Guess who used to be the CEO of Echo Fox? Jace Hall. See, you guys don't understand. This shit, this is not some conspiracy theory. This shit, we didn't want to tell anyone any of this because people just, oh man, you guys and your conspiracy theories and blah, 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 and whatever, yada, yada. This shit is on some King of Kong 2 movie shit. Real talk. Real talk. Let me see something. So, what up, Triforce? Yo, what's going on, man? So, there's so much behind the scenes you guys are not aware of. You guys really are not aware of. And more information will come to light. That's why I call the stream the invisible the rabbit hole deep. The rabbit hole is never ending. It's a black hole. There's no rabbit hole here. It's a black hole. There are suits marshaled in the industry wanting Walter Day to die of COVID-19. Dead ass. Just so they can say, now that he's dead, they can write the history they want. Not today, buddy. Not gonna happen today. Not on my watch. And I'm gonna make sure I'm not flying for like this entire year. I'm not taking no planes. Y'all not killing me in no planes. I'm not going to America. Y'all not shooting me in the back or putting no knees on my neck. None of that. None of that. I'm black. So I already know what time it is. I know what time it is. We're going to sit right here. We're going to wait. So unless you want to come down to Spanish Town, it's what Gaza there. So you can come down here and come get me. It's a wrap for you. It's a wrap. It's not that serious. It is that serious. You got to ask yourself a question. How did Triforce know that they was going to try to rewrite the history back in 2008? Remember, the entire attack started late 2017, going to 2018. So I knew a decade before it happened. How? Can't be. It's either. So you're calling me either I'm a prophet, or Triforce has some real insight on what's going on. Man says there's gonna be a hit on him. It's peanut butter jelly time. Dark Natives. Yo, you guys have no idea, man. We're so happy. You have no idea how happy we are with Guinness. And it's not because we were happy with Guinness long before this announcement. So people get to understand. You know what made us happy about Guinness? When Guinness said, we're going to open up our own independent investigation. We was like, yes! Because that's all we wanted from them. We just wanted a fair shot. They said, present us all the evidence that you have on your side. We're going to look at the current existing evidence and so forth. In fact, let me not speak for Guinness. Let me not speak for Guinness. I got you. Let's go to Guinness's own words.
The technical aspects of his gameplay, and we therefore took the decision to disqualify his records. Mitchell then appealed that.
1 second. My computer is moving slow, guys, because I have mad programs running in the background. Okay, so this is the official word from Guinness World Records. I'm not going to go through the whole video. I'll send you guys a link because this video is on YouTube, on Guinness's World Records website. You guys can go there and subscribe, like. You won't be able to comment there. If you want to comment, you can comment on the Facebook post. But yeah, we'll go here because we'll read some of the comments on Guinness's Facebook. But listen, this is what Guinness has to. This is Craig Glenday. This is the God editor of Guinness. Well, here's what he has to say. Oh, wait, let me mute myself first. Why is it taking so long for me to mute?
Billy Mitchell has made various appearances in the Guinness World Records books since the 1980s, but in 2018 some questions were raised about the technical aspects of his gameplay, and we therefore took the decision to disqualify his records. Mitchell then appealed that decision, and we subsequently reopened his case and re-examined the evidence. This involved reviewing both the existing evidence and newly sourced eyewitness testimony, plus some new expert gameplay analyses and hardware verification. In the end, we found that there just wasn't sufficient evidence to support the disqualification across the board. In cases such as this, where there is debate, we would typically defer to the original contemporaneous adjudication, and this is the case here. So the result is that the records management team has decided to reverse the decisions made and reinstate all of Mr. Mitchell's records for Pac-Man and Donkey Kong.
Billy Mitchell.
Okay, that's a blooper in which unfortunately I can't take back because people are gonna laugh at me. I was muted. Thank you, Luck Aura. But yeah, yeah, I was muted. Sorry. That's the official video on Guinness World Records Facebook page. If you guys want to show your support for Team Billy Mitchell, you guys can go over there right now. Drop a like in the comment section. And well, drop a like, and then you can leave a comment supporting Billy. As you can see, we got some haters in there. They're kind of mad right now. Look at them. Look at all these. You know what's so funny? Look at all these people are angry. Now we know who doesn't like Billy Mitchell. So I can go through these and I can just like kind of like remove these guys. Let me see something. Oh, there go Casey. Wonderful. Thank you, Guinness. Neil Hernandez. He says congrats. Sean Marks says, what is the evidence? What is the new analysis from the original reason why he was asked to take it down? There's 5 replies to that. Casey says you will be able to hear all about it when it's fully discussed in court. You clearly haven't looked into this. Just wow. Casey, not at all. Actually, I'm just guessing. Clearly you're ignoring the evidence and cherry picking. Why though? If they didn't have anything to hide, they wouldn't have their likes and comments disabled on YouTube. That's stupid. But you can comment here. If that was the case, I want to upload the video here. Okay, Rob, you're the lucky winner. If you'd like to continue this and talk evidence and research, you're welcome to inbox me. All right, guys, 15 more minutes. Evelyn says heart. Jay says, I've seen Billy play live a bunch of times, and he's quite capable of scores shown. Mind you, I've seen 900,000 plus for him while people were asking him questions and talking loudly. Exactly. We've all seen. I've gone to conventions where Billy was playing and got 900,000 scores. Billy just dropped 1,000,000 points 2 days ago before this announcement. So Robert says, Jonathan Green. Oh, one more. Wow, we got a lot of guys in it. We got some guys in here. All right, so yeah, so be sure, yeah, guys, let's go in there and support Billy. The hating armies out there, so we got to go in there and support as well. If you alrighty then. We don't hear you. Yeah, you got. Can you guys hear me? It's showing that my voice You can hear my voice. You should be able to hear my voice. Oh crap, honey, why don't you open that? Because you see, there's no wind coming in. No wonder I'm frying. I got the fan on me, must blowing hot air. No, you gotta slide it all the way to the side. Yeah, we hear you. Okay, cool. Jagan. Oh, Jagan is streaming. All right. Let's go check over here on Twitter. Let's see what comments we have here. You know, so funny, you would think. Oh, so Tipster put out. Oh, okay. That's right. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go over to Tipster's wall. See, look, guys. Someone put MAME. So, Real Hardware by Carlos P. Real Hardware by Chris G. Who took this? See, this is what I'm talking about. MAME-like. This is none of these. It's kind of funny. None of these are actually. Oops, sorry. None of these are actually the same. They're all different. Anyway, dude. This guy said he had to pay to get it back. That's crazy. Look at all these people typing in MAME. Look at all these people putting in MAME. Oh, so let's go to tips. I want to go to. Oh no, crap! I wanted to read that comment by what's his name. He says, "Congratulations, Billy, having your records reinstated. What are your thoughts, Triforce?" Oh.
Yeah, this is just the first step. Like once we actually like truly win the court decision, then it's a wrap. They can't say anything.
And the people think like they're like, where's the evidence? We're not giving no public evidence. That's the problem. When you give evidence to the public, first of all, you're giving evidence to people who don't know anything. The board was certified by Nintendo, by an actual hardware engineer from Nintendo, sent to them by Walter Day, sent back by Walter Day. Well, to Walter Day. So like, okay, so if Walter Day gets it and Walter says Nintendo said this is good, you see, this is what I'm talking about, like context and circumstance. Walter's not a hardware engineer. So if Nintendo tells him it's good, then it's good. Now, could it be that Nintendo worked on the board and the board that Nintendo worked on had some slight changes on it that made the game have MAME-like transitions? Yeah, that's very likely that may happen. Does that disqualify Billy from the score? No, because if Nintendo says the board's good, and then Walter goes, all right, well, Nintendo says the board's good, play Billy, and Billy plays and he gets a score, it's good. That's it. This is the point I was trying to make earlier about the whole Wilt Chamberlain thing. Wilt Chamberlain used to block balls on its way down into the hoop. Back then, that was legal. Today, they call it goaltending. So are we going to take today's rule and go back and then remove all the blocks that Wilt Chamberlain did? No! Who's going to do that? That's like, no. At worst, you put an asterisk with new rules here, the new score. This is the sad part. This is the sad part. It's not like Billy Mitchell had the record anyway. It'd be one thing if Billy Mitchell's record was undefeated even to this time up to 2018 and he still had the record and there was questions about him having a record. His score was beaten literally 8 years prior to that by several people. He was down to like 12th, 13th, 14th place. But they want to pick on his 14th place score, remove it, and then said he played on, well, no, they never said he played on MAME. I keep forgetting that. And remove his entire legacy. Come on, man. So, all right. Tips just said you got some negative opinions here. Wait a minute. Let me go to tipsters. Uh-oh, here comes Apollo Legend. All right. Oh, there's only 2 comments. Oh, he's talking about the YouTube video. That's a statement from I did go tips. Okay, so let me refresh. Guys, 10 minutes. So we're going to read some comments for 10 more minutes, and then we're going to go to Billy's official statement.
Billy Mitchell has made various...
We'll pause this. All right, we'll go to the official statement. All right. Wow, 10,000 already. Oh, there's no comments here. I forgot. I just want to see the numbers. Let me refresh tipsters. Tipster, the first one on it. B, he on it. I'm mad, man. I used to like his original
What is up,
intro.
guys? Tipster here, and today
I used to like his original Nate Dogg intro. It was so catchy. Okay, so let's see. Adam K says they were sick of his lawsuits. Was already proven cheated. His own expert hired. Never hired Carlos. Carlos actually decided to come in and help. And the people don't even know the situation with Carlos and stuff like that. Every time Carlos debunks something, they move the goalpost, they move the goalpost, they move the goalpost, they move the goalposts. So that's what he says. Sounds like we can't be bothered with a lawsuit, so we'll restate. Wow, really? Oh my God. So they no longer have credibility. Wow. So Guinness has no credibility now. So you see this thing? Guinness literally said they'd take a look at the evidence. These are people, right? They're not even giving Guinness the benefit of the doubt. That they don't know what Guinness saw. They don't know what investigation Guinness made. They immediately assumed Guinness got bought out or Guinness has no integrity. This is the era we live in. They don't get these people are like brats. They don't get their way, and because they don't get their way, they cancel you.
Yeah, they just burn everything down.
That's fine. But we all know Billy lied, cheated, and stole that award. Okay. They're lying through their teeth, claiming there isn't sufficient evidence, but there isn't. He's going to use Guinness to pressure. Is he going to use Guinness to put pressure on Twin Galaxies? They should be interested. This is BS. The only thing I think about when I hear Guinness is beer anyway. Okay, whatever. Whatever it takes for him. Okay. So as you can see, Tipster's area where his YouTube video attracts the dregs. JMP says Billy never used MAME. It's all a conspiracy perpetuated by Dwayne Richards. Well, someone seems to know something. And see, and it's like, it's unfortunate though. This is the unfortunate thing about the whole thing. A lot of people don't know. What the hell? What type of comment is that? I'm gonna have to go delete this stupid comment. Let me see this comment. Who wrote this? Oh, he put a made a dumb comment there. Bruh, this guy is hella suspect. All right, we're down to 8 more minutes. Oh yes, okay. Darkness said we still hear you. Okay, let me see something real quick, guys. I want to open up this video. I want to check to see if there's any comments here, because I know I'm in the next couple of days I'm just gonna be on YouTube. You find everything. Okay. So we're sitting here waiting, guys. We're waiting on the notification. I'm going to go to Billy's wall now. All right, so Billy's statement goes live in 15. Well, that was a while ago. Okay. All right, we're gonna set it on the premiere page. Let me save this. All right, so that when it goes live. All right, Guinness. So tipsters page, return. See, I wanna have a sit down and reason and talk with Tipster. I want to get his thoughts on this because I know there's questions Tipster can ask from the side of the naysayers that can give a platform to answer rather than just people just shutting up. Nah, I don't care. I hate those type of people. They sit there and they say they want better, but in reality they don't. They don't want to know the truth. They really don't want to know the truth. They say they want to know the truth, but in reality they don't want to know this. Wait, what's going on? Oh, I'm about to say, I'm like, I know I posted that. Okay, 4 more minutes. Let's see something here. Robin is silly. Oh, and to address all of you haters still in denial, this man has not only live streamed and recreated his scores and then some. Hold that hold that salty L. Deal with it, darling. Ah, man, these guys, the foolishness. Let me go to where's Billy's page? Nope, that's it. Let me put this in. Oh, I can't make it. All right, guys, while we wait for that, let's take a look at what some of you guys are saying here. All right, so anime redemption arc. So is Billy gonna go after the world record next? If he can get it, he can get it. Like I don't. In my opinion, do I think he's gonna actively go after it? No, I don't think he's gonna actively be like, okay, I'm gonna go after the world record. That's Billy's focus is being an ambassador, man. That's what he wanted to do. Since the Council of Gaming Legends, I'm sorry, stand up and stretch in front of you guys. I'm gonna go grab another drink. Since the Council of the Gaming Legends, his focus, actually it's been a little bit before that, but since the Council of the Gaming Legends, I think he's coming to understand the severity, the real pressing importance of being an ambassador for esports, definitely for retro games and stuff retro esports, so to speak. So I think he wants to focus on that. Will he go out of his way and go get that? Nah, I doubt it. I don't think he's going to do any of that. But hold on, guys. I'll be right back. After this announcement, we're going to run for about... here it comes. Let's go, Max. Turned it down a little bit, sorry about So this is the official statement from Billy Mitchell. We need to Discord. I'm trying to leave it just for the segment so no one interrupts. And then I'm gonna move it. Here we go. I'm muting.
Good day, everybody. Billy Mitchell here. I hope everyone's having as good a day as I am. I waited a long time for this announcement. Today, June 18th, 2020, Guinness World Record has announced the unanimous decision to reinstate all of my world record scores from 1982 to present day. This is not a decision they came to quickly. It was a long investigation, substantial due diligence, and it's that I'd like to talk to you about here today. My first communication on this with Guinness World Records was September 2019. They were very alarmed at the situation. Guinness World Records, as the most respected world record-keeping authority in the world, decided it needed to take its own look into the situation, conduct its own due diligence, and reach its own conclusion. Over the next few months, the lines of communication remained open and active. In December 2019, we received an email with their conclusions to reinstate all of my world records from 1982 to present day. I always found it interesting. I'm obviously rather reserved when I speak. I don't speak much to media because I found it very entertaining, as I always have. I would have somebody write to me. They would say they're a journalist. They would say, well, Billy, why don't you just redo the score in public and that would shut everybody up? And I would say, are you a journalist? Yeah. Okay, you didn't see that I did the score back at this place, this time, posted here, and there, in a very public setting at a convention? Oh no, when did that happen? I always found it humorous that everybody wanted to jump on board. Everybody wanted to jump on the gossip train. And I think this is kind of the end of the gossip train. And I guess that's very good. I guess we can get back to having fun now. But I'd like to talk to you about Guinness World Records as a company. As I said, I've had a storybook relationship with them for 35 years. They're a company that operates on integrity, the truth. They simply want to celebrate human achievement, and that's what they do. They don't ride the back of somebody else to try to prop up their company. They don't try to rely on clickbait. They won't simply say anything just for their own value. They're a company with an impeccable reputation, and it's been very refreshing dealing with them even to this day. Now, the validity of the scores, no matter what anybody tells you, it doesn't matter what you read or what you've heard. Every score was achieved in a public setting. Third-party witnesses, technicians, referees, the media. Okay, Nintendo's board was verified by Nintendo. All of this collectively coming together is what has worked in my favor. As a very positive person, I've asked myself, what do I take away from this of value? The support structure I've had, how many people worked with me or stood by me. Wow, that makes me feel good. I went out and I redid these scores that were in question in a very public setting. That feels really good to know that I can still do that, and I will do that. And absolutely, the truth, with history being solidified, with my legacy being intact, having met so many more viewers, people that I hope to see later, as I interact with what I truly enjoy, the ambassadorship and advocating for players, video game competition, the recognition and notoriety that they deserve. I really enjoy that. Those of you who made it to the end of this video, thank you. You are appreciated.
I didn't forget this time. Let's see some of the comments here. Oh, wait a minute. Where's get his official statement? So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to let this run for about 20 more minutes, guys. That's the official statement. I'm going to give you guys a link so you can check it out. Let me grab this link right here. The official statement from the King of Kong. All right, bam. No, timeout. You know, let me go to here. Let's see here. Let me see something. Timeout. Okay, so I put that in there, and we'll put the official statement in here. I'm sending somebody something, guys. Is that tipster? Okay. Somebody asked me for something, so I'm trying to give it to them. And where's, okay, where's, oh, that's right, okay. Oops. Can pause that right there. And then send this to this last one here. And so yeah, guys, if you didn't get the link, here's the official link for Billy's video. You guys can go there. Rock-a-lot Empire, hit me up. I honestly want to show the evidence that proves Billy's innocent, but right now all we have is their word, which won't compare to the evidence. Is there evidence? I don't. What do you mean? What do you mean, Rock-a-lot? What do you mean that you honestly want to show the evidence that proves Billy's innocent. Guinness already has the evidence. They already have the evidence package, and I spent 3 hours talking about all. Well, actually, I really didn't go over the evidence. I went over the context of the evidence, to be honest with you. I didn't actually speak on the evidence yet. Guinness has that evidence, and it will be made public to everyone when court time comes. Okay, let me see this guy. I got a message. This one other person. I'm gonna read the comments real quick. Let me see something. You there? Load. What's the name of this thing here? Statement video. Okay. So you may be wondering, did I unload all the information on you guys? And just to let you know, I have not. I've only unloaded what can be thrown away. There is so much more. Like I said, it's a black hole. There's so much more. It's your boy Blake. I ain't gonna lie, Triforce. You're a real G. When the world turned their backs on Billy, you still defended him. The world needs to now keep that same energy. They used to tear Billy down. They need to rise him back up. All right, I'm going through some of these comments. Someone's gonna ask me, does the end game involve more cheating? I'm like, too much salt will give you high blood pressure. Stupid. Sober says, long time no see. Triforce should have been a lawyer. No, you don't have to be a lawyer. This is not rocket science. When you want to know the truth, you will seek it. When you want to affirm your narration or your belief of something, you will affirm it. That is the big difference. When someone wants to find the truth, they're gonna just be like, they don't get influenced by people. They're going, no, no, it's okay. I'm going to go look for. No, you need to listen. No, I don't need to listen to nothing. I'm going to go find it on my own. That's someone who wants the truth, and you don't have a lot of people like that. You just what people do is they just, I want to be down, or I want to be on the side of those who that's popular. So if you're popular, if you're popular, then you're just on your side. It's not because you're right. It's not because you're virtuous. It's not because of the facts. It's just because, that's just it. And it's sad. It's sad that's like that. Go grab that and give it to me. Tell mommy to either keep him over there making that noise or close the door, something. Hold on. So some guy asked, some guy says, oh, Billy Mitchell didn't cheat. I said, nope. So John Cow says, oh, really? What did he do to prove his innocence? So it says, Guinness has that evidence and you'll see it in court. On another note, I streamed the context behind some One second, guys. Let me get this guy my stream link. Whoa. What a day. What a day. What a day. Oops. I won't even call it evidence, the so-called evidence. Grammarly is a good program to use. See some other comments here. My boy's color switch. If you really want to party with me. Damn, Guinness is at 10,000 already. I used to get
Billy
these
Mitchell
numbers.
has made
I
various
wonder what happened.
appearances in
I don't post videos too much these days, but I'm going to get back to it, guys. Don't worry about it. Let's take a look at this. All right. I'm muted. No, I'm not. I'm not muted. Oh. All right, so we're in the last 6 minutes of this. I could go on to 4, but believe it or not, I stood up all last night. Late last night. It was crazy that I even stood up that long. I am tired, guys. I'm so tired. Like, I need to get some rest. I want to thank everybody for joining me. Actually, let me go grab something for you guys. Thank you guys for joining me. Well, you know something, I might as well just finished streaming this entire day just on the Empire Arcadia channel, and then because we're gonna get back on later on tonight. Want to talk more. You hear the car outside? This is foolishness. Anyway, I'm gonna I was up all night, literally until the wee hours of the morning. I went to sleep at 8 o'clock to get up at 10 o'clock, so I only got 2 hours of sleep. And I just wanted to get out here, show Billy my support, stream, bring some context to the evidence that was given to Guinness, you know, and support Guinness's push to reinstate Billy's record. I just don't understand people. You know, I'm over here, I'm rocking with Billy until the wheels fall off, and some people look at me and they say I'm stupid and stuff like that. It's just like if he was your friend, what would you do? Well, we know what these type of people are. Like Billy said in his what's the name of this thing here? His interview. He's like, you know who your real friends are in the time of crisis. He doesn't have a lot of friends. Well, he has a lot of friends, but like, a lot of people are false, man. It's so easy to jump on a bandwagon and attack a person. It's very hard to want to defend a person or even forgive a person, because we live in an age where people don't even forgive people anymore. It's just crazy. But let me see something here. There's something I want to do. Where is this? No, I need a official message from Guinness. Excellent. So we're gonna go over here. All right, good. Found this guy. So here's this guy arguing with me. You realize that he's the biggest cheat in gaming history, right? So I said, so you and many were told, and by who? Those same people tried to say I cheated, I fought it, proved otherwise, and still considered a cheater. It's just out there like, wait, what? It's just not out there like Billy. However, I'll read more. However, things change. Stay tuned, right? So this guy then goes back and says, oh no, Billy didn't cheat at this game. He cheated at other games. He's a cheater, nothing you can argue with. And no one told me. It was proven. Oh, there's more. It was proven by people that used a fake machine. A fake machine? Wow. I don't understand why you defend him when he's wrong. So I then said to him, oh wait, oops, let me scroll down. So this is what I said to him now. I said, I have no argument with you. In fact, there will be nothing for me to say. Just wait 21 more hours. I'll even post a link here and pin it. So let me reply to him. What? Why he doesn't come up? What? That doesn't make any sense. What just happened? I'm just gonna add it in there. Let's keep that same energy. All right, guys. Oh, let me see something. Oh, okay. We have a minute left. We have a minute left to spare. Let me see the comment section before we dip out of here. And I will be back later on. Triforce should have been. Oh, I already read that. Yeah. Now you close the door. Is All right, everybody. I'm going to take a break. It is 2:20 something my time. I'm going to sleep until about 7, 8 o'clock tonight. I'll be back up for a late night stream. Tomorrow we'll be back on Empress Now's channel for our regular social streams and stuff like that. But because this is about, you know, the history of esports, it's about Billy Mitchell, it's about Guinness World Record, decided to stream on the Empire Arcadia channel. Streams on the EMP channel will be very rare. It has to be like it has to be something like, I don't want to diss my wife's channel. It has to be something like going on in the industry of some significance regarding like the history of esports or the team for me to stream here. I try to keep a lot of the other stuff, like all the social gaming. I try to keep that on her channel and stuff like that. So with the girls, but when it comes to like stuff like this, we always do it on my channel. So thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys found this informative. Listen, for those who sat here and watched this entire 4 hours, well, 3.5 hours, now live, or when it's pinned to the actual channel, because I'm going to put it in the stream section for you guys to view, so you can definitely take a look there. If you have any comments, leave them. I'll do my best to answer as many comments as possible. I will answer all comments like how you guys just saw me do. Until then, I'll see you guys later on tonight. Good day.